Salute, salute. Grand rising to all. Salute to the eternal indigenous spiritual most high. Trolls only God and your mama can love you. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, one time, yeah, I say one time, fly high to brother Jimmy McNair. Love you and miss you, brother. Wish you were still here. Here we go. Where's me gold? I needs me shillings so I control. All right, y'all. It's getting deep. We need justice for Nolan Wells. At this point, I feel like there can be multiple arrests made. Hell, you can even arrest the medical examiner, Stacy Turner. Arrest the sheriff. There's so many people that Judge Ashley Cole needs to be arrested. I did a live stream yesterday in which I showed everyone what Richard Taylor of Taylor House Publishing. I showed everybody the video footage he had of what appears to be Nolan on Horn Island being beaten and buried. And at first I didn't want to believe it was him because of the color of the shorts. But I was also watching Lakeisha Keisha yesterday, and she showed a picture of Nolan on the boat with Warren and some other people. There were like 6 or 7 people on the boat. Nolan had a girl almost sitting in his lap. And he had on the same color shorts that he had on in the video that brother Richard Taylor showed us on Horn Island. So yes, I do believe that he was beaten. I do believe that he was buried. That video footage to me right now is not alleged. It is real. It is proof. Okay, it is proof. So we know Officer Raccoon Brandon Tatum is going to come to the rescue, and in his eyes, you know, he's white. You know, Brandon Tatum is white. So Brandon Tatum tries to come to the rescue. He does a couple of interviews. Let's see what we get, y'all. Fair use, educational purposes. Let's get into this.
That the boys took, also with Nolan Wells, from where they docked the boat at, all the way out to Horn Island and back. The boys are going to explain to me exactly what went on, how many people were there, how many boats were taken out, which I think the world is going to be completely dumbfounded when they realize what the truth really is, because the lies have been pervasive. So we're right here where Nolan left on the boat, and you'll find out how many people were there, how many boats, and then we're going to take that same path out. I'm going to go look at Horn Island and see exactly where they could have been to get a perspective that the media don't even care to try to do. And then we're going to take the trek back, and we're going to find out exactly what happened to Nolan. This is the reason why I'm here, man. I want you guys to have a voice.
I do not like this guy. I in no way, shape, or form do I like Brandon Tatum. To me, he reminds me of, you know, the type of police Ice Cube was talking about in NWA when he say black cop showing out for the white cop. Yeah, well, that would be Brandon Tatum. That would definitely be Brandon Tatum, ladies and gentlemen. I do not like this guy at all. I don't like him. He needs to find a damn gym.
So I want you guys to be able to speak out and show what the truth really is, and then let the world decide. I just don't want you guys to end up in a situation where your story never gets heard. Right here is where Nolan and probably 20 other kids got on the boat. So it's not just Nolan and 3 other kids. That was a lie. That was a myth. I'm going to prove that. Right here is where the kids were docking, and we're going to show you a video that coincided. I'm going to walk at the exact angle that the video is being broadcast from, so you know that I'm exactly where I say I am. But the boys were here. Tons of people you'll see on the video is getting onto the boat, and they took 3 boats out. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just Nolan and 4 boys. It was a multitude of people on several different boats, and some of them.
Why is he giving us information that we already know about? Dougie, what's good, brother? What's good, brother? What's good, my man? Grand rising to you, Dougie. Dougie. Oh, Dougie in the house. What's good, Dougie? Grand rising to you, brother. Grand rising to you. Glad to see you here, brother. Now, he's giving us information that we're already familiar with. We know how many boats went out. We know pretty much the time frames of when they arrived, when they left. We've got all this covered. I mean, give us something brand new. You went all the way to Mississippi, Brandon Tatum, to give us the same information that we were already getting from the media, you know.
Was they're accusing wasn't even on the boat that Nolan was on. But let me show you from the vantage point where I have the video to prove that I'm here where I say I am. And so right now,
Okay.
here's the angle that you're gonna see on the.
I don't want to listen to this guy. I don't like him. Let's jump right to Nick at night. I'd rather disprove this liar and the rest of his lying ass friends, y'all. I'd rather disprove lying ass Officer Tatum who's swooping in and save the white guys. You know, I'd rather listen to Nick at night go to work. I'd rather listen to Nick at night go to work. We're gonna put all kind of holes in this interview, holes in their stories. We're gonna expose them, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. This is Nick at night. Warren struggles to explain Nolan's phone. The panic 911 call. Let's go.
Another day, more grifting from Mr. Tatum, and we're gonna get on into it in this video. So come on in, come on in. He has dropped another installment, and we're going to get on into this gig. All right, so if you guys have not been keeping up with my latest videos, we have been covering the Nolan Wells situation, and we have been going over the videos that Officer Tatum has been dropping. Now, this is the fourth video for this saga, and we finally find out why he was in possession of Nolan's phone. We hear his explanation. Now, he stutters through the direct questions, and you see how difficult it is for him to try to remember what seems like a script. And we're going to go on over it. Now, I'm going to start off with the portion where he says that they lawyered up. He said, of course we lawyered up. Like, duh. We had to hurry up and get lawyers. Let's hear it.
So I got two more things I want to address directly. It's been said out there that you guys immediately deleted your social media, lawyered up, as if you were in some type of fear that you would be implicated in this. What do you say to that?
I mean, of course we lawyered up, and of course, I deleted my social media.
Trout, we got a lot to go over. We're going to run it up to the top because this is supposed to be the final installment that lets us know why they had the phone. And this is supposed to exonerate and prove the friend's innocence. Now, as you guys know, Officer Tatum oversold this bogus interview where he asked no follow-up questions, didn't press him on anything, didn't make sure he clarified anything. He would ask him a question, and then when he would respond, the boy wouldn't even answer the question that he asked him. Officer Tatum would never redirect him to the actual question that he asked, and it was just this curated, heavily edited, PR damage control, no proof, none whatsoever video. Now, he told us that he was going to show us proof that they had nothing to do with it. He had evidence of this and evidence of that. And the only evidence that we care about is what happened when they made it back to shore. Now, in one of the previous videos that I covered, he showed us where there was this surveillance footage that showed them at...
After working as a paralegal, Lauren wanted to make a change. So he got a Google cybersecurity certificate.
We saw pictures of them together, so we know that they went to the island together. That's not in dispute.
That's what I'm saying. He's giving us all the information we were already aware of. It's like he's dangling a carrot in front of hungry rabbits. You know, he's dangling carrots in front of hungry rabbits. You make this trip just to go up here and give us information that we learned from the Lion media alone. You know, we pretty much already came to these conclusions just putting his Lion friend stories together. You know, just putting their stories together. So right now, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. But let's go. I know Nika's gonna get to the bottom of this, y'all. I know Nika's gonna get to the bottom of this as we come in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hit that like button. Let's move this conversation through the algorithm and see what we can uncover here, ladies and gentlemen. Justice for Nolan Wells. Let's go.
Know what happened after. So if you were truly trying to show evidence and proof, you would have proved that they reached the island once they left Horn Island without Nolan, that it was, you would have shown us their demeanor once they got off the boat after they left Horn Island, not when they were going to Horn Island. So he didn't show us any proof of anything. And the evidence that he has is us just taking this boy's word for it. So if the boy said it, then that's the evidence. And that's not how receipts and evidence work. That's a witness statement, but that is not evidence. Evidence would
Facts.
be something that corroborates what he's saying. All we have is that video of them going to the island, and then we have nothing else to substantiate or corroborate anything. Okay? So, also too, what was very interesting is towards the end of this fourth grift, where he is maximizing his top dollar and stretching this out as much as he can to make more money than Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton. He called them the money grifters, but he's squeezing out every dime that he can. In the fourth installment, he wanted to know from Warren, hey, well, why did you decide to...
Now that is true. He had everything to say. Unbothered and blessed. What's good? What's good? Okay, we got. Hey, what's up, Cheryl? What's up, Cheryl? Hey, that's a surprise. What's up, Cheryl? Look old Black Beauty in here, y'all. Look old Black Beauty. All right. So he did complain about Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump basically being grifters and chasing money and chasing a bag and things like this. But he's doing the same thing to get in on it. The same thing to get in on it, ladies and gentlemen. The same exact thing. So I don't see what makes Brandon Tatum different from anyone else that's involved right now. I'm doing good, Had to get me some sleep, wake up energetic. I'm putting this alternator on my truck today. So I should be all right. Everything's good. Everything's good. Tired, but I'm good. Tired, but I'm good. I'm tagging this live stream so we can get more people in here. Y'all bear with me.
Pick me. Why did you decide to come to my platform? And Warren stated that he's a big fan of Officer Tatum. Okay, they watch his stuff. He's a fan of them, and even Nolan is a fan of Officer Tatum. Now, I would be interested to know if Nolan actually was a fan of his, because that would tell me a lot. But the fact that they claim that they have no, nothing is about race or nothing is about this, and then you want us to believe that you're a fan of the biggest sellout, somebody who focuses his entire platform on trying to find the worst possible things about Black people, the person who has nothing but negative things to say about Black people. His whole platform is to appeal to racists and curate white fragility.
Correct.
You mean to tell me that that's who you're a fan of, and you want me to believe that this type of person is the type of person that you watch, but you want us to think that you actually had good intentions with Nolan and you treated him as an equal, and that's who you watch? And if this was actually somebody that Nolan also was a fan of, then I mean, let's be real. I need the parents to come to the front of the congregation. We need answers because if this is
I'm noticing that no adults, no adults who attended have spoken up. No one, no adults. Um, Only one friend, maybe one or two. We know that Javon spoke up. We know that Warren spoke up. And it doesn't surprise me that Warren would be a fan of Brandon Tatum. Not only Warren, but his parents too, because Brandon Tatum is a advocate for the white community. He's an Oreo. He's a Jesse Lee Peterson. He's a conservative twin, Hodge twins. He's all of that. He's a confused little double stuffed Oreo. And we already know how he sleeps, how he marries. I don't believe Nolan was a no, Nolan wasn't a fan of Brandon Tatum, not Nolan, Warren, all the white friends. I don't know too many black people that are fans of Brandon Tatum unless they're grifters just like him. Sellouts, grifters, raccoons, Sambos, Samboans, Uncle Tom, Stephen on Jangos, whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call them. They're on that type of time.
somebody that Nolan was a fan of, then, hey, I would feel very differently about how I look at this case. All right. So, with that being said, let's bring this video to the top. All right, let's bring it to the top. And
people are still out there partying and they're having a good time, but something happened to where it necessitated you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah, I'm like yelling at other people, trying to tell them, calm down. Like, the boat could possibly sink, and Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl, and my buddy yelled for Nolan.
Stop
right,
right there. Stop right there. Yeah, wait a minute. That right there is cap. That's cap. Because in the first interview, part one, he said that the boats were okay there and back. It was nothing that the boats couldn't handle. He said that. If you go back and listen to part one, I did it right here on the live stream. We broke it down. He said that nothing was wrong with the boats. The boats were good there and back. Now, all of a sudden, we're throwing this narrative around again that something went wrong with one of the boats. But this has already been debunked because you canceled your CETO. The owner of the boat that Nolan was on, that you were on, called CETO. CETO asked us, everyone was okay, everyone conscious, alert, everything. You guys said yes. Then you also said that you did not need help because you had gotten other help. So that means that there was people on surrounding boats, at least 2 more boats that were helping you out. Were they helping you out with Nolan? Were you saying that Nolan was okay? And ladies and gentlemen, I've seen footage of Nolan on that boat leaving with them. Nolan had on different color shorts. He had on the same color shorts, almost beige or tan looking shorts at this point heading back on the boat. The video that Richard Taylor furnished of Nolan possibly being beaten and buried on Horn Island that I shared with you guys yesterday, I was kind of speculating a little bit because the shorts were different. And I was like, Nolan had on blue shorts. But on that boat, I saw Nolan wearing almost khaki colored shorts. In that video of him being beaten and buried, and they say Warren and Wyatt is in that video, he had on khaki colored shorts. I don't know if y'all seen that footage or not, but as soon as I'm done tagging this up, I'll get you caught up to par and I'm gonna show you that footage.
Now, he gets into this 4th interview where he softballs him, doesn't ask him anything clarifying, because if you're truly trying to seek for answers, you're going to ask a question, and if the person dodges the question like Warren does, you redirect them to answer the question. He never does that. Like, he lets whatever he says fly and moves on to the next thing like we got the answers, and doesn't make the audience aware of what's really happening here. like to really get a grasp of it. But since his audience is a bunch of white supremacists, the bare minimum is good for them. Like that's it. Like they don't need much. All they need is, oh, they said they didn't do it. Okay, yeah, such a good kid. This is such a good, loving, genuine kid. Like they need the very bare minimum, like literally. All right, so
You, by law enforcement, all of you guys have given statements. But then I think.
And do y'all notice that he's leading Warren into this interview? Do y'all notice he's leading? Can you watch the new media from Mississippi? I believe they stated a witness came forward. I'm actually subscribed to the media in Mississippi. I'm actually subscribed to it just for that reason. Let's see if there's been any new developments. Okay, full statement. Mississippi District Attorney, she's been spoke up and said something. DA breaks silence on Nolan Wells. I don't see anything. I don't see any developments. Unless you're referring to Brad's final thoughts, the guy who said that if they didn't make it right, he was going to come out and expose everybody. He was going to leak everything. You know, Grand Rising to you, Bessie. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Yeah, we know this is a crock of crap, man. And in the first interview, Brandon Tatum was leading him on. You know, but in this interview, he's leading him as well, but I can already hear the holes and the cracks and the hypocrisy in his statement, y'all. I can hear how everything's not adding up to what we know. And it's a shame that it's taking this long. You know, today is it's been 21 days, 3 weeks, y'all. 3 weeks. Exactly 3 weeks since Nolan was unalived. And we still have no answers, no arrests. But when we were around here marching saying Black Lives Matter, this is everything we were talking about. This is why we were saying Black Lives Matter. We understand about the organization. It's the term we needed you to pay attention to. Black lives does matter. And if a black life mattered, you know, to these Europeans, then we would have some type of answer, some type of arrest already. Look how quick they ran through this thing with Carmelo, y'all. Because it was Carmelo who had taken a white life. And they're not happy about that. They're not going to stand on that. They're not going to stand on that. But when it comes to us getting justice after a black life is taken, and we know, listen, let's be a whole buck here. We know if a whole bunch of YT people are gathered, and there's a small little sprinkle of black people in the group, if those white people are angry, if those white people are vicious, if those white people are racist, if those white people are the devils that we know them to be, you really think the first thing they're not going to consider doing is beating a black man and hanging a black man? Nolan Wells was hung, I'm telling you. Nolan Wells was hung. That's why they didn't send the neck. All of that was crushed. All of that was crushed. All of this right here was crushed. They talked about the textures, all right, the pattern around his neck. They talked about the length and the width of that pattern around his neck. Guarantee that was a rope. Ropes have texture. They're talking about the red discoloration in the back of his head, right here in the back of his brain, you know, underneath his cranium. That can come from being hung as well. And it definitely shows blunt force trauma. Nolan Wells was, ladies and gentlemen, y'all think all these white people, you think white people are gonna unalive a black man and not hang him? They've already sent the blueprint throughout America. If you wanna unalive a black man, all you got to do is hang him or drown him. And you know what? The media and the local law enforcement is gonna take it from there and say everything was self-inflicted. Like we're really gonna do that to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like we're really gonna do that to ourselves. Real talk. Oh, he was definitely, he was, yes. They're just not saying it. And that's why that medical examiner in Mississippi, Stacy Turner, that's why she did not send the stomach, the throat, or the lungs. The stomach, the throat, or the lungs. Even knowing the contents of his stomach at the time, what he had eaten, that was important. I heard that was supposed to be sent in a bag to the medical examiner in Washington, D.C. as well, you know, and it never got there. Like his throat never got there. Why couldn't you retain a little part of his throat, you know, for your investigation and send the rest with the medical examiner? I'm going to go back to this again because we heard the sheriff, Ledbetter, whatever his name is. We heard the sheriff come out within, I'm not even sure Nolan was deceased for hours yet before this man came out and said that he does not suspect any foul play. Now you got the Mississippi saying they don't suspect any foul play. And you got the DA coming out and you got judges speaking out when they shouldn't be speaking, but yet there is foul play. So who's investigating them for lying? It's not okay for Nolan's friends to lie. Why is it okay for these authority figures to lie? These government figures. Why is that okay? Why is that okay and how is that okay? We need answers. There has been no arrest. You guys have led us on. It's like the OJ slow speed chase all again. Everything is developing so slow, but it looks like it's moving so fast. No, you guys wanted us to forget about this. But let me tell you something. Black social media and the FBA family, oh, we're on it. If you don't want to do the work, we'll do it for you. We'll do it for you. We'll walk this evidence right to your front door. We'll send it to you. We'll send it to you. Real talk. We will send it to your front door. We'll send it to the district attorneys. We know how to send emails. We know how to send PDFs. We know how to investigate. We doing our thing. We will get to the truth. This will not go unsolved. And I don't want any black people in fear in this country thinking that we can't move around how we want to move around because these fools, these thugs are constantly going to get away with unaliving us and there's nothing that no one's going to do about it. Those days are over. Those days are over. They're sending a message right now that it's okay for them to do it to us, but we better not raise a hand at them. But yet, we have the right to defend ourselves. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. I got to finish tagging this up so we can get some people in here because I'm not liking the numbers right now. So I'm going to let this roll a little bit.
There's a part associated with this that's being rumored out in the public, and that is the situation with the cell phone, potential deletion of messages, how the cell phone was retrieved. And I just want you to tell your side of this because what we're getting from the media is that they literally had to, I don't know, coerce you guys into giving it back. You didn't know where it was at. You were hesitant to give the phone over. Almost as they had to turn your wrist or twist your arm just to give it back.
Right.
Well, what happened with the cell phone thing? So let's go back to the first engagement you had when it comes to the family or somebody coming back to get the cell phone and keys. When did that occur?
Okay.
What happened there?
Okay, well, that night.
Before we get into this is why I don't like this guy. This is why I do not like Brandon Tatum, y'all. This is why I don't like this raccoon. A better question to ask Nolan while he's sitting in front of you is, why didn't you guys contact someone in the family to return his phone? How did you get into his phone if he had facial recognition set on his phone to get in? That's a better question. A better question would be, why did you have his phone in the first place? A better question would be, why did y'all erase things out of his phone? When were you planning to give back his phone? Why didn't you answer the phone when loved ones was calling his phone when y'all first reported him missing? Those would have been the key. It couldn't have been me sitting in front of him doing this interview, ladies and gentlemen. It couldn't have been me. It couldn't have been me. I would have gave you your money's worth. I would have gave you your money's worth. I guarantee you, I would have gave you your money's worth. Let's not forget, okay, that Javon's mom said when she arrived to get the phone that it was a bunch of kids, almost like 15 kids sitting in the dark with a TV on, and they were being very quiet as if they didn't want anyone to know they were there. They were already talking about the events and what they were going to do next. If y'all noticed, the next day, I think Nolan's body washed up. We also have accounts of Jack's boat being at the judge's house, which is Warren's stepmom, and they were cleaning the boat 3 a.m. in the morning. The police botched this investigation. How much DNA, how much evidence was on that boat? Probably the same amount of evidence that you would have saw had you shipped Nolan's throat, stomach, and lungs. We don't know if he drowned. We don't know if he was strangled or hanged. We don't know if he was poisoned because you kept those major organs. You wanted to make sure that this investigation came up undetermined. Just as the sheriff said, he didn't suspect foul play. And y'all notice y'all haven't heard from that sheriff again, right? Do y'all notice y'all haven't heard from that sheriff again, right? And I know that sheriff is dirty. I know that sheriff is dirty. All of them are dirty, y'all. We cannot trust these people at this point. It's like we need our own party. We need our own police stations. We need our own, everything for black needs to be black. Yeah, Carlos Moore, the former judge out of Mississippi. Yes, Carlos Moore, who's been doing a fantastic job. You know, just the fact of the underage drinking and Nolan's property, his cell phone, his keys and everything, you know, being displaced and being in other people's possession, that enough was that alone was enough to warrant an arrest somewhere. To warrant an arrest somewhere. That was enough. Had that been 3 black people, 4 black people, and a white guy was missing, man, we wouldn't have made it off the boat and home. We would have made it off the boat in the back of a police car and locked up for interrogation. They be running from room to room, lying to us, telling us that our other friends are snitching on us. Man, listen, they would have been playing all of us. They'd have been like, hey, well, such and such next door is putting it all on you. He said that you did this. He said that you said that. Okay, well, your friend next door said that Nolan was last seen with you. Well, they be dressing this up. They be dressing this up. So when we tell you that white privilege and entitlement exists, and this is a 2-tier justice system, this is exactly what we're talking about. Because truthfully, Nolan is a life. He's a human being, just like the rest of these white guys. It's a life. They're human beings. Why are you treating this investigation differently than you would treat an investigation if there's a white guy unalive? Furthermore, Stacey Turner, your last 5, 6 black bodies that you've had to examine as a medical examiner in Mississippi, you've let all of them come up undetermined. Undetermined. You know, those also came up undetermined. So have you ever determined foul play in the cause of death with any of the black subjects that you've had to examine after death? That's a problem too, ladies and gentlemen. That is a problem as well. We see it, but it's almost like they're telling us, hey, we run everything, and no matter how much y'all complain, there's not a damn thing y'all can do about it because we have all the the right people and the white people in the right places to get away with this, just as we've been doing for centuries. Just as we have been doing for centuries, y'all. How did they act when this was OJ? How did they act when this was Carmelo? How did they act when this was the young lady in South Florida, who had to unalive a guy for walking up on her in a Walmart parking spot? How did they react to that? Huh? They were very dissatisfied because they saw a black life taking a white life. They saw a black life taking a white life. And look how quick they acted. Now, I don't think they can do nothing to the sister. I don't think they can do anything to the sister in South Florida. But I think that might have been a reason why they're doing this type of stuff right now, to get back. They just saw Austin Metcalf, and they just saw this guy Bart down here in North Broward County. They just saw two white subjects get unalived at the hands of black people. They're not happy right now. And they want us to feel like we're not safe, but we're black. We're always safe. We know how to watch our backs. We know how to move. We know what to expect. We've been living around these people forever. Our parents were living around these people. Our grandparents were living around these people. We have the blueprint. We have the blueprint. We have the blueprint. But see, their blueprint tells them that we live in fear of them. We never live in fear of you. Salute to your CC Motions. It's been a while. It's been a while. We don't fear y'all. We don't fear y'all. We can give a damn about y'all, actually. We can give a damn about y'all. And it seems like they want to start a race war, ladies and gentlemen. It seems as if a race war is really what they are geared to. Are they ready for that? Do they understand that if a race war broke out right now, that we have so many interracial couples and biracial children that it wouldn't just be us, going at it against the races? We're going to have a sea of people who look like them that we call good white folks on our side that's going to be throwing down with us against them as well. They're not factoring any of this in. Why they would want a race war, I don't know. Why they're lying about Nolan Wells, I don't know. Why they couldn't keep the same energy for Nolan that they had for a lion-ass Austin Metcalf, I don't know. I don't know. We watched them railroad Carmelo Anthony. We watched Rick Chow get off for the unaliving of Cyrus Carmack Belton, a 14-year-old. We've been seeing this. And these are triggers to the black community. These are triggers to the FBA. These are triggers to the FBA. So we need answers. And we demand answers. We definitely demand answers, man. Let's get back into this.
About 12:30, I went back to my buddy's house.
And you said the night of the 4th?
The night of the 4th, but it was about 12:30, I would like to say. And so I went back to my buddy's house that I stayed the night before, where we all met up, and stayed together the night before. And my buddy got a call from this guy, and the guy was like, oh, what's going on with all this Nolan stuff? Very aggravated. I mean, yeah, every right to be, but I mean, we were trying to calm him down, and he was just like, oh, where y'all at, my boy?
All right. So for those of you guys watching, I'm going to be switching between the video and the transcripts just to make it transformative. And if he ever tries to do a claim on my video, I can edit out the video, but still have the transcript portion. All right. So he wanted to know about the phone, right? And again, he always goes around in circles when he...
And you're right, CC Motion. But not only Emmett Till. What about the NAACP member, Medgar Evers? It happened to him too in Mississippi. It happened to him too. And you're right, Michelle. This has been going on for decades, but you know what? It stops now. It stops now. We know that something happened. We know that everyone on Horn Island should be a suspect. If you were out there in a boat, if you were there, you're a suspect. You're a suspect. Honestly, this whole thing was mishandled from the start, y'all. From the start. And to do this to concern black people, especially black women, they give birth to the black sons and the black daughters, you know. So to do this to black women, you think you're gonna get away with that? You know, if you're fussing over your Austin Metcalfs, you don't think we're gonna fuss over our Nolan Wells? Hmm? If you are fighting for justice, for your lying ass should have kept his hands to himself, better off where he at, Austin Metcalf, then you don't think that we're gonna take the same fight and the same passion and the same compassion and the same concern to you about our very own? About our very own? But if this is the game you want to play, you know, we believe in eye for an eye. We do believe in eye for an eye. We not turning the other cheek on shit. On shit. This thing just have to be tit for tat. This thing is gonna have to be tit for tat, y'all. If we gotta protect our black sons and daughters, and we got to have those talks of survival with our black sons and daughters about what to do if we encounter them and don't be the only one in the group of them, then you know what? We're gonna fix it to where them bastards gonna start having them talks with their children too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Eye for an eye. Eye for an eye. Y'all better get ready to have them talks with your children. If y'all think history is going to repeat itself and it's just going to be us having these talks with our children, like y'all got some type of privilege or someone's freaking afraid of you or there's some type of fear, oh, hell no. Hell no. Ain't no fear. It's anger. There's no fear. It's anger. We need that back. However we get that back tenfold, we need that back. All right. It's like I said, when they do it, they use context. When you do it, you automatically guilty, no hesitation. Those are facts right there. All right. Unbothered and Blessed says, I just hope when it goes to the grand jury, they hear us. I wouldn't hold any faith in that because they're never going to tell you the makeup of the grand jury. You'll never know who was on it, and they'll probably give you a whole stack of non-blacks. You trust a non-jury right now in Mississippi, and you can't even trust the justice system in Mississippi, and this has been going on since the 1800s in Mississippi. So we're going to trust that a grand jury is, I don't trust that either. It's in Mississippi. Let me say that to you again. I don't trust that either because it is in Mississippi. And they need to move this case out of Mississippi. Carmelo Anthony should have never happened in Collin, Texas, and this should not happen in Ocean Springs. This should not happen in Jackson, Mississippi. They should change the venue. Change the venue. Change the venue.
He's answering any type of question. All right. So he says,
all right, Michelle.
And so you said the night of the 4th, and then he says, but it was about 12:30. I would like to say, and so I went back to my buddy's house. I stayed the night before where we all met up, and stayed together the night before. And my buddy got a call from this guy, and the guy was like,
right, you're right, CC Motion. You're right. Trusting a grand jury in Mississippi? Shh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they totally unbiased. Right. Right. Period. I stand 10 toes with you. All right, love. All right, love.
oh, like, what's going on with all this Nolan stuff? Very aggravated. I mean, yeah, he had every right to be. But I mean, he was. We were trying to calm him down, and like he was just like, "Oh, like where are y'all at?" My buddy said, "You know, we're at my buddy's house," and he said, "All right," and then he just hung up. And about 30 minutes later, I'd like to say, all of a sudden, the door just opened and slammed. And there was a girl who walked in, like probably about 8 or 9 guys behind her. And then another, a mom, that which was Javon's mom, and then Ruckus says, who's Javon? I want to put that in perspective. Who is Javon? And then he says, Javon is one of Nolan's good friends. He's a friend of mine too, you know, like a great guy. And his mom and their family is, you know, very close with, you know, the Wells family. And I mean, so I don't know why she was there, like what was going on. But I was very surprised by this. I was like, you know, like you just basically kicked the door open and, you know, busted up in the house with no knock or anything. So
Facts.
he's saying
Facts.
that they contacted him and they wanted to know, where are y'all at? And because mind you, at this
And she's reading off of transcripts now. She's reading off of transcripts now. But apparently, we can't trust anything that these people say. They are incapable of telling the truth, and they are only capable of caping for one another. White supremacy, stand on code. And that's why it's very important for us to stay on code. We know that they're going to give us lies. They want to just sweep this under the rug like it never happened. But you can't do that. You can't do that. Because when you do things like that, we saw what happens last year in Cincinnati when you do stuff like that. When they did that to Ryan Hinton, the next day you had his father, Rodney Hinton Jr., doing what? Running down Officer Larry Henderson, eye for an eye. And he stood there and he looked all those mean white racist cops in their face and he laughed like, yeah, I did it. You did it to my son, I did it to one of yours. And I second that motion. I love that energy. And that's the energy we need. I'm not sitting here condoning violence. What I'm telling you, if it's good for the goose, it's definitely good for the gander. You know? You treat others how you want to be treated. You treat others how you want to be treated. That's how that goes. We learned that in elementary school. Do unto others as you will have them do unto you. So if this is what you want done unto you because you're doing it to us, then consider it done. Then consider it done. Because what you're doing right now, this is not going to keep happening. We're not going to keep worrying about our safety and our baby's safety when they're out amongst you or in this world around you. No, we're going to shift the tables. Y'all bastards going to worry about us for once. We gonna make y'all sweat sunscreen. Y'all gonna worry about us for once. We're gonna shift the tides. What Malcolm X said, stop singing and start swinging. Stop singing and start swinging. Y'all heard what Muhammad Ali said about the 10,000 rattlesnakes, the 10,000 snakes. We're familiar with this. We're familiar with this. Excuse me. We know how these people operate. So we're going to continue to sit around and act like we don't know how to counter this. We don't know what it takes. We're going to keep backing down, going to keep cowering down, going to keep taking this and screaming justice, 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 and marching, 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 and protesting and boycotting before we actually turn to action. You know why they put fear in us? You know why the black community will not touch a white person? Because they took time to put that fear due to their justice system in us. We don't fear them. We can whoop their ass, but we don't control the justice system. We can't get out of that once we're in that. That's how they put that fear in us. We need to put the same fear in them. We know the justice system ain't on our side. We know that they're not going to tell the truth. So the only damn thing we can do is use their own shit against them. The same damn thing they do to us, do it back to their ass. Have y'all noticed it's easy to do it to us because we're the only ones that's never been granted an like a crime bill, an anti-hate bill, y'all. We're the only ones that don't have protection. A damn sea turtle has more protection than us. A damn service dog has more protection than a black person. A goddamn state bird got more protection than a black person. What do you mean? What do you mean? It's just time. If we know we're not gonna get that justice, it's like that movie, A Time to Kill. Who remembers that movie? A Time to Kill. When that brother had to come back and get his own justice because the system would not give him justice for his child being unalived. So he had to come back and get his own justice, just like Rodney Hinton Jr. had to come back and get his own justice. And we have got to come back and get our own justice. Ben Crump go on the screen so much. We don't give a damn about Al Sharpton's fragile ass. What is he gonna do? It's time for a new generation, new politics, new methods. And we gotta make them believers the same way they've made us believers. Huh? We always around here screaming, oh, F-A-F-O. Well, when they gonna F-A-F-O? Because we steady finding out. Centuries later, the indigenous, the black, the FBA family is still finding out. And they're rubbing it in our faces. There's exactly nothing we can do about it. Is there anything we can do about it? Or are we branded in fear? And that fear is causing cowardice. Who's answering for the unaliving of our children? Who's getting answers for all the lies that they're putting out to make it look like our children are out here hanging themselves? Organs are missing. Children are coming up unalive. Black women being attacked by white men. Black women coming up missing in this country. Black women going in and having babies and coming out sterile. This has been a problem in this country for the longest. And we're going to keep acting like we don't notice these things. We're going to keep acting like we don't notice these things. You know what I mean? We're going to keep acting like we don't notice these things. So yes, it's time. It's time. It's eye for an eye. Ain't no turn the other cheek. It's belt to ass time, y'all. It's belt to ass time. And Taco, get your butt up out of here, man. I already know you white. I already know you white. With a name like Taco Sniffer, yeah, you some white little child that need to be asleep right now. We should be asking you what the hell happened to Nolan. You know what I'm saying? We should be asking you what happened to Nolan. A Taco Sniffer expert, you perv. We should be asking you what happened to Nolan. Somebody get that clown up out of here, please.
Specific time, Nolan's mother is trying to track down his phone. They're trying to find where Nolan is. They're trying to find what's going on. And they haven't figured out or heard from Nolan because they left him. And so they also are trying to track his phone. So when they track his phone, they see where he is, but they want to know from them, where are y'all at? And it sounds like he didn't tell them exactly where he was at. He just said, oh, I'm at my...
I know what you want, Taco, but trust me, it's not what you need. I know what you want, and I know what you're trying to do, but trust me, with a name like Taco Sniffer, it's not what you need. You're not built to withstand what I will put on your ass, homie. You know what I'm saying? You're not built to withstand. Y'all better get him out of here and save him, because he almost got it. You know what I'm saying? He almost got it. Thank you, Dougie, because he almost got it.
Buddy's house. Buddy house where? You know, like he didn't say, oh, I explained, I gave him the address, I told him where we were. No, he said that he just told them I'm at my buddy's house. And then they hung up the phone and pulled up. So when they pulled up, they got to business like, what's T? Like, where's Nolan? What's going on? Like, where's his stuff? All right. So they're all surprised and shocked and, oh my God, look at these black people in the house, type of thing.
Said, we're at my buddy's house, and he said, all right, and then he just hung up. And so about 30 minutes later, I'd like to say, all of a sudden the door just got open and slammed, and there was a girl who walked in, and like probably about 8 or 9 guys behind her, and then a mom, which was Javon's mom. And
who's Javon? I want to put that in perspective. Who is Javon?
Javon is one of Nolan's good friends.
Again, Officer Tatum is playing to him, which we knew he would. We knew he would. We know who Javon is. We've seen like 2 interviews of Javon. Javon is another one that should have never came out and opened his mouth, because his stories doesn't make any. And his first interview with TMZ, I couldn't tell that he was Nolan's best friend. It sounds like he was talking against Nolan and taking up for his other white counterparts. Tristan, oh, that was my other friend, Tristan. We had to calm him down. That was not Nolan. Man. And I don't trust his mama either. I don't trust Javon's mama either. I don't.
He's a friend of mine too, like great guy, and his mom and their family is, very close with, the Wells family. And so I don't know why she was there, like what was going on, but I was very.
She was there to retrieve Nolan's cell phone from your dumb ass. You could have contacted the family. You could have took the phone to the police. There are so many things y'all could have did differently. But you guys wanted to make sure that you're going to erase everything out of that phone. You're going to scrub everything. And I hope they test all of your cell phones. Not just Nolan's. I hope they test all of your cell phones. I hope they get text messages. I hope they get phone calls. I hope they get group chats. Everything. Oh, man, y'all don't understand, man. Y'all don't understand. I want to see these people get done the same way they did Carmelo, if not worse. If not worse. I want to see these people get treated the same way. If y'all believe these people are innocent, y'all are damn fools too. There's nothing innocent about these white people. There's nothing innocent about the state of Mississippi. There's nothing innocent about the history of Mississippi's racist past, y'all. Nothing. I'm here on business. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to hurt your damn feelings, because you are hurting my damn feelings doing this to the black family that I represent. Nolan Wells should still be here. Then again, we can argue that Nolan Wells should have never been around that many of them.
Surprised about this. I was like,
You know why she was there.
I just said that.
I don't know why she was there, what was going on. You know why she was there. What did they say they were there for? They're trying to find Nolan, and they're trying to get his phone. His phone is being tracked. They see his phone is with him.
Every student deserves an education they can count on, one that delivers results and opens doors. For more than 25 years, WG.
Oh, why she was there.
The sad part is the family had to track his phone. And what's even sadder is we're talking about dumb, YT, young criminals, y'all. Warren was so stupid, he didn't even turn the damn phone off. So they were able to track the phone. You didn't even turn the phone off. That phone is going to show everywhere y'all went that day, even after you dispose of Nolan's remains. Because you kept the phone on you. The location is turned on. We're going to know everywhere you went, just like that boat GPS told us everywhere you went and how long it took you to get there. So you've incriminated yourself even more, even more, even more. Yeah, man, this right here, man. This right here, man. This is crazy work.
I mean, what did she ask you for? Take a wild guess why she was there. Like, what? And let me know how my mic sounds. I changed some of the settings on my mic, and I don't know if it sounds better or worse, but I played around with some of the settings before I went live. So let me know if it sounds better than yesterday or if it sounds the same or whatever, what have you. But let's get to it. So he's acting clueless as to why they're there. Oh my God, look at these people. They just showed up. Like, huh? What are we talking about here, sir?
Like there's nothing
what's
wrong.
What's happening? All right. So then he says, they just bust through the door, you know. So then not Nolan, then Ruckus, right? Ruckus wants to act like, oh.
Dougie says, facts. I remember back in the day where they were considered the devil. The Nation of Islam was teaching it and everything. And you see that he was right. You see that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was correct. And may his wife, you know, Sister Khadijah, rest in peace. You know, may she rest in peace. But yes, he was right. He was right. Malcolm X was right. Nat Turner was right. Frederick Douglass was right. You know, Stokely Carmichael was right. I mean, how many more instances do we need? We had Marvin Gaye telling us through his music. We had Stevie Wonder telling us through his music. We've had people telling us. Sly Johnson in the 70s had a song called Is It 'Cause I'm Black? You know, we know who these people are, man. Why the hell are we still giving them the same damn leniency that our ancestors gave them hundreds of years later? When you're tired, you're tired. This ain't our first time losing loved ones. This ain't our first time losing ancestors. This ain't our first time, you know, this ain't our first rodeo with these people. Why the hell haven't we not made progression to tear down the pillars of their racism in this country? How's it still controlling us? All that fear stuff is dead, man. All that fear stuff is dead, man. Do y'all think Warren and Wyatt and all them have fear of what they did to Nolan? They tortured him. They're lying. This is a game to them. That was a sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen, and he was not the only sacrifice on July 4th on what was said to be America's 250th damn birthday. Huh? He was not the only one.
Well, you know, this ain't nothing about race. So his question to him is, what race is Javon? So he wants him to say that Javon is black. So the next thing that Ruckus asks is, so is Javon black or white? And then he says, Javon's mixed. I mean,
should have said he looked just like your kids. Mixed. Confused as hell. Y'all know Brandon Tatum like them white women. Brandon Tatum probably ain't never been with a black woman. And a black woman wouldn't want somebody like Brandon Tatum. Wouldn't want somebody like Brandon Tatum. He's not viewed as being black. He's a grifter. He's confused. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. That's one black life I would not advocate for if something happened to him. I wouldn't be asking no questions. I'd be celebrating like I did with Charlie Kirk and Austin Metcalf. I would be celebrating like I did with Hulk Hogan. I would be celebrating like I did with Clive Davis. I would be literally celebrating.
Yeah. So, and then Ruckus says, so, but he's not white. And then he says, no, he's not white. Like trying to distinguish the fact that, look, guys, Warren has another black friend. And it's like, we already heard from Javon. We know that he has another black friend. Javon is the black friend that talked to TMZ first. We know that already. But he knows that his white supremacist, racist audience probably haven't paid attention to or dismissed the black people speaking because they only go.
They always dismiss
where
us.
It's going to appear.
Right, they always dismiss what we say. They think we're only playing victim. These people would tell lies. They would jump on here and be like, oh, well, man, stop playing victim. Nolan was drunk, he was intoxicated, and he drowned. That's that. They want to push their narrative. Like that's scripture or something. Don't nobody believe y'all lying ass Neanderthals, man. Y'all lying ass devils. Y'all the same ones that told us we were African Americans, knowing you're lying. You're the same ones around here calling yourselves Americans, knowing you're lying. Knowing you're lying. You rewrote history to lie. United Daughters of the Confederacy. All the monuments you put up in the courtyards to remind black people of the Confederate War. All of this you dangle in front of us, thinking that we don't recognize the symbolism behind it. You know, those days are over. Black people, FBA family, y'all better wake up, man. It's time to wake up. If you don't have a clue, it's time to get a clue. It's time to get a clue. And let me say that it's not the entire white community. It's just the white people. It's not the white folks. It's not the entire white community. It's the white people, not the white folks. Like it's not the entire black community that acts ignorant. Just the black people, not the black folks. You know, you have white people out here equally upset about what happened to Nolan Wells. You have white people out here equally upset and raising hell online about what happened to Nolan Wells. Those would be our good white folks. Those would be the brothers that I will pick up and fight for and fight with any day. Those good white folks. But these white people though, man, listen, man. I'm waiting on the sun to get a little bit hotter. If the sun could cook at 200 degrees Fahrenheit right now, that would be great. We get rapid justice. We get rapid justice. And then we could watch them suffer the same way they watched Nolan Wells suffer. Huh? We could watch the sun railroad they ass the same way we watched them railroad Carmelo Anthony during his trial.
Appeal to their racism. So he's like making sure, like, you know, TMZ has their audience. I got the racists over here, so let me make sure the racists know, you know, we got to get more ammo that these black people are making it all about race, and these black people are trying to act like it's just you white guys there. So let me make sure, you know. So, Trout.
You know, like you just basically like kick the door open, you know, bust up in the house, no knock or anything.
So is Javon black or white?
Javon's mixed. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I guess he's mixed.
Yeah.
So, but he's not white.
No, he's not white.
Just white.
Yeah.
Or all white, I guess.
Yeah.
So then they come in the house. Do you know any of these people? And you said the mom, but do you know anybody else?
I've seen the mom before, and I know most of them. Most of the guys went to high school with me, and like I'm friends with some of the guys. I mean, you know, I know some of them. So eventually, like things started to get heated, and I was just like, a guy I was friends with in high school. he was like, "Man, come outside with me." And I was like, "All right." And I walked outside with him.
Pause. Why are things getting heated?
Right. And the dad say things got heated, and the dad say things got heated when he went to retrieve the keys, and Javon's mom did give an account. She said it took like 15 minutes for them to get the phone. For them to get the phone, ladies and gentlemen. They didn't want to give back the car, the keys, or the phone, or Nolan. So Nolan saw something, witnessed something, experienced something. Do I believe that Nolan was their friend? Possibly. But when there's a crime of passion and you have to act in a spontaneous fashion, you don't have time to consider that. Whatever it was they didn't want Nolan to expose, they had to get rid of the phone. They had to get rid of Nolan. And they didn't have time to get their lives together. They didn't have time to get their stories straight. Everyone's giving different accounts. We are watching white supremacy work. We are watching it go to work. This is the very thing we complain about in the justice system. When we say systemic racism, this is what we mean. When we say inequality and social injustices, this is what we're speaking of. When we're talking about tearing down the racial constructs of this country, this would be a racial construct in which we need to dismantle. Black people, how are y'all comfortable with this? We're competitive people, FBA family. We're competitive people. We can compete in sports. We are competitive people. But yet we are not competing with these races to shut down racism. We're just gonna take it, huh? We're just gonna take it, huh? They've got this fear that white people are under attack. Freedom of speech is under attack. Their existence is under attack. Truth is, you're not under attack. It's the universe. You can't procreate. You can't reproduce. You are the one that's cursed from all the evil that you've done. For all the evil and the wickedness and the diabolical things that you have done in time. The sun is getting hotter so that the earth can naturally cleanse itself of these toxic individuals. Black people, we can survive no matter what. We can survive in the cold. We can survive in extreme heat. We're built for this. They're not. But what we're not built for is to let people walk over us, run over us, rule over us, overlook us, and treat us how the hell they want to when the fuck they want to. Indigenous family, we have to start standing up no matter what. Brother Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. I don't roll with Martin Luther King Jr. I roll with Malcolm. I'm a Malcolm X type of black brother. I'm not an MLK Jr. brother. I'm a Malcolm X brother. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time.
Officer Ruckus never clarifies anything, because are they getting heated because you guys aren't trying to give up the phone? Are they being heated because you guys are not giving them answers? Why is things getting heated? But this isn't an interview to find the answers. This is an interview to just do damage control, and anything that he says that would require a follow-up clarifying question, he never clarifies it, because that would ruin the narrative that he's trying to curate.
Correct.
For these boys, right? He has to keep it on the up and up, like, oh, let's just brush past that.
He's like, man, I don't know what, like they're panicking, and like this is just like, I think Nolan's just on somebody's couch. He's been drinking all day. He's just messed up, and this is nothing that we have to worry about. As much as I sat there and I told him, I was like, I agree. I would think, he's on somebody's couch, just had been drinking all day and just, drink.
As we come in, hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Justice for Nolan Wells. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. If you don't hit that like button, we know you're a hater. We know exactly what side you're on. We know exactly what side you're on. The side of injustice, the side of racism, the side of inequality, the side of white privilege and white entitlement. If you don't hit that like button, we know exactly what side you're on. We know exactly how you rock. We know. We get it.
Drank too much and was super intoxicated. That's kind of what a lot of us thought, but they were kind of losing it and they were going crazy. And the mom that was with them demanded Nolan's phone because Nolan left the phone on the boat. And when we ran in, Nolan didn't ask for his phone and his keys were not.
I noticed when I said that, someone took their light back. It's okay. It's okay. We don't care, Indian givers. We know how y'all get down. We know how y'all get down.
On the boat because his car was parked at my buddy's house where we had all slept, the night before the 4th. And so the keys were left at the house because he.
Lillian, how you doing, sweetheart? It's been a long time, sister. How you doing?
Nolan's car was at my buddy's house where we stayed at. So of course.
Nolan, no, you're glitching, sir. You're glitching. Why was it heated and what happened? Nolan, she demanded the phone and and the keys weren't. You're glitching, sir. Spit it out.
She left his keys there. But his phone, he was drinking. He didn't.
I'm doing good, Lillian. I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there. Definitely glad to see you. Thought I lost you.
His phone in the water because no one did. And there was more than just Nolan's phone that wasn't on the boat with us.
And then he keeps repeating the same talking points.
Is everything all right with your child, Lillian? Everything okay? Debbie, there go Debbie. There go the beautiful Debbie. The beautiful Debbie would not put up a profile picture, y'all. Come on, beautiful Debbie. Come on, beautiful Debbie. Gotta put up a profile picture, sweetie. There goes the beautiful Debbie.
He didn't have his phone in the water because no one did. That right there lets you know that that is a line and that is a buzzword that he has to make sure he hits. Whenever I have a pep talk with somebody and they're like, okay, make sure you go over this, make sure you go over that, make sure you go over this. And then it's like he keeps repeating these talking points. This is part 4, and you're still repeating the same buzzword that you did on 1, 2, and 3. You already told us that people didn't have their phone in the water. It's like he has to remember these buzzwords. Remember the buzzword that I gotta say. Remember that specific line and that the beat that I gotta hit. Like,
To stay on code. To stay on. It's sad to see. I wonder if Brandon Tatum's family ever experienced any racism. I wonder if they're proud of Brandon. I think Brandon's parents probably disowned him, y'all. I'm pretty sure he cannot go to his parents' house for Thanksgiving or barbecue, no nothing. He walk up among all his black family, and they just probably start throwing dirty Nike. Listen, we gonna go back to the Bush days. They just throwing dirty work boots at his ass as he walk up. They throwing dirty work boots at him. That's what they doing. Who remember that? Who remembers that? Who remembers when George Bush Sr. went over overseas and got them dirty work boots thrown at him. Who remembers that? They need to tar and feather Officer Tatum. He needs to be tar and feathered. I would not be mad if it was Officer Tatum that they had lynched, or if it was Officer Tatum who had not came back from Horn Island. I wouldn't be mad at all. You know what I'm saying? Or you remember Dougie? I wouldn't be mad at all had this been Officer Tatum rather than Nolan Wells. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be mad at all. I would not be mad, y'all. I'd probably go get a bottle of Hennessy and celebrate. I'd do a Tupac set and pour out a little liquor. No, I ain't wasting my liquor for that bastard. You know what I'm saying? No. I would definitely celebrate, though. I would definitely celebrate. If it was the Hodge twins, I would definitely celebrate. Jesse Lee Peterson, I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating. Fresh and Fit, I'm celebrating. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? Something Gaines. Something Gaines. What's the guy name, man? Starts with the M. Something Gaines of Fresh and Fit. Yeah. Listen, all of them can get it. I'm not even mad if them raisins get taken out. I'm not even mad. They worthless raisins. You know what I'm saying? They worthless raisins. I'm not even mad. But no one's targeting them. No one's targeting them. Brandon Tatum is the same jerk that was sitting here crying over the racist bigot Charlie Kirk. But yet you can't advocate for Nolan Wells, and he looked like your son should look if you slept black for once. Ooh, y'all didn't hear me. Y'all didn't hear me. I'm going to give that to you one more time. I'm going to give that to you one more time. You know what I'm saying? This is the same jerk. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you already know what I'm doing. When I turn this camera off, you already know what's up, Dougie. You already know what's up. But this is the same jerk who sat here and cried for Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? I won't ever be putting up any pics. The most important is it. Well, Debbie, I did say about a month ago all moderators needed a profile picture, because the trolls come in here and they hide behind these masks. See how you just have a D representing your name? That would be the trolls. I want my tribe. I want the black family. I want my melanin indigenous people looking them right in the face. We don't hide from racism. Let them see courage. So I do need you to put up a profile picture, Debbie. I do. If you have a moderator badge, I definitely need you to put up a profile picture, sweetheart. Put up a profile picture. Let's let these devils and demons hide behind these letters. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing cowardice about us. We're gonna stand up. Let them look the truth in the face. Let them look superiority in the face. Let them look your melanin, you know what I'm saying, and the indigenous in the face. But yes, I did request almost about a month ago for all moderators to put up a profile picture. And I love having you as a moderator, so I really do, sweetheart. I need you to put up a profile picture.
Y'all pick up what I'm putting down?
Nolan's car was at my buddy's house where we stayed at. So of course he left his keys there. His phone, I mean, he was drinking. He didn't have his phone in the water because no.
Are y'all catching that? He was drinking. He didn't have his phone in the water. He's trying to play on the narrative that Nolan was intoxicated and he drowned. He was too intoxicated. But you're supposed to be Nolan's friend. Why can't you tell the truth? If you want justice for Nolan, if you want him to rest in peace, how the hell is any of that gonna happen if you can't be honest? Y'all are steady saying he's like a brother to me. He's like a brother to me, but you're treating him like an enemy. You wouldn't even save him to save yourself. And now that he's gone, and it's on account of your hands and your actions, your behavior, your negligence, now you're just trying to save you, and we're supposed to be okay with that. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. And if this was a white life that was lost, I would still be advocating the same damn way. If you go down my timeline, hell, I was making videos too, wondering what the hell happened to Nancy Guthrie. I just knew it wasn't black people that did it. But was I concerned? Yes. She had a pacemaker. She's an older woman. I'm watching her daughter on the news worried sick. Worried sick. So no, man, this is all about content and character, man. This is all about content and character, man. When baby Kaylee Anthony was unalived by her mama Casey Anthony, I was advocating, you know what I'm saying, for baby Kaylee. For baby Kaylee. For baby Kaylee. You understand what I'm saying? So it has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with humanity and justice and content of character. That's what it has something to do with, man. They've done this to no. You mean to tell me that these bastards don't feel no guilty conscience, no nothing? They can do this and keep a straight face and sleep at night. They can eat without vomiting just at the thought of what Nolan was doing or begging for his life at the last minute. You can look his family in the face and lie. You didn't show up at his damn funeral. You couldn't even show up outside and stand on the sidewalk holding a sign that say, I love you like a brother. Come on, man. Come on, man. You deactivate your accounts. You lawyer up. And now you're sitting here pushing the same narrative that the YT supremacist is pushing. Huh? That Nolan Wells was drinking. He was intoxicated and he just drowned. That this was a freak accident. Nolan was able to swim. If you knew he was intoxicated, him being your friend and your brother, wouldn't you watch him a little bit closer out there in that water? Huh? Wouldn't you watch him a little? Isn't that a reason to keep an eye on him? Because maybe he's too intoxicated, ladies and gentlemen. They don't take time to think about their lives. They just put lies on top of lies on top of more lies. How many of you have gone out with a friend or a family member or with your loved ones and one of y'all have gotten toasted, blasted, all tore up from the floor up? And then someone else say, well, I'll drive because I'm not as toxic. You know, this is how we get designated drivers, y'all. Because someone cares. Someone is keeping an eye on your alcohol level. Nolan Wells could not have been as drunk as the rest of those white subjects on Horn Island. And I doubt that Nolan Wells was that intoxicated. I doubt it. I doubt it. And furthermore, no one's even, we had adults, captains piloting these boats, and we're seeing pictures of underage children holding alcoholic beverages, and none of the parents, none of those pilots, none of those captains have even been arrested and or fined. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me, man?
One did. And I mean, there was more than just Nolan's phone that wasn't on the boat with us.
So it was more than just Nolan's phone that was on the boat.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously had.
But we don't care. We're talking about Nolan's phone because it was only Nolan's phone that you had with you. Everyone else's phone that was on the boat, when the boat got to mainland, they retrieved their phones. Nolan never made it back to the mainland, and Nolan never retrieved his phone. So again, we are deflecting. This is a white tactic. I have saw this so much in my goddamn 48 years, it makes me sick to my stomach, man. Y'all don't understand. I told y'all how I lost my grandmother. This pisses me off right here, man. And it's always the same MO. It's always the same method of operation, man. They want to turn, these people are goddamn demons. Then when they start getting caught up, they want to turn around and be the perpetual victims when they are the perpetual antagonists behind the whole goddamn thing, man. Behind the whole damn thing, man. I tell y'all time and time again, if these type of people didn't exist in this country, racism would have never existed in this country. I'm finna get my introvert rock star on now. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
All our phones, but on the boat. But those weren't the only people. Like Nolan wasn't the only person that left a phone on the boat. There was a lot of people that left phones on the boat.
Let's get the lights up, ladies and
that
gentlemen.
didn't ride
Let's
out
get the
or
lights
in
up,
with
please.
us. So I mean, there was a couple phones that we had that we didn't know who they belonged to, and our buddies got that figured out, you know. But it wasn't just Nolan's phone that, you know, was on.
At Planet Fitness, your pace is as personal as your playlist.
Myron
I
Gaines.
bet you if he would have asked
I
him,
just thought about his name. The name was Myron Gaines. Myron Gaines. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if it was Myron Gaines getting it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be mad. Mad for what? Go get all them Sambos, man. Go get all them Sambos. Go get all them raccoons, man.
right then and there, who else left the phone other than him? He wouldn't have been able to answer.
Let's please get the
He
lights
would
up,
not
ladies and
have been
gentlemen.
able to answer. But Ruckus is not trying to get the real truth, so he's not going to follow up with that. He's just going to let him breeze past, hoping that he's making a good impression for his audience. Okay? Like, am I a good Negro? Can y'all let me in the house? You know, I don't want to be a porch Negro. Like, I want to be a house Negro. Let me in. You know? Like, is this?
Me and Neat think alike. Could I say that the other day? He's the type of black person. He's trying to make sure that if slavery or Jim Crow or something does roll back around, he's gonna be Steven on Django. He's gonna be in the house. He ain't gonna be out there in the field. Damn it, he ain't gonna be out there picking no cotton and getting little pricks in his fingers and stuff. You know what I mean? Nah. I wonder how many black people Brandon Tatum arrested and abused when he was a cop. And I wonder how many white people he let go free. Oh, it's just a warning. I didn't see anything. Hey, how's your mama doing? Tell her to call me. Dropping them off home after they committed crime. He probably gave them a Dylan Roof treatment, took them to Burger King and took them home right after they committed a crime. I wonder how many black people he abused. I wonder how many black people he arrested. They need to go back right now and look at all his arrests, all of his files, everything. Because he's a racist. He's a racist. If I was black and this clown had ever arrested me, I'm telling you, I'd be filing all type of lawsuits right now on Brandon Tatum. Racial discrimination. Just cause he's kinfolk, just cause he's skinfolk don't mean he's kinfolk. Just cause he's skinfolk does not mean he is kinfolk, ladies and gentlemen. Brandon Tatum don't mean nobody black, no good, not even his damn self. He's a confused individual. That boy need to bleach his skin. He need to do what Michael Jackson did. That's what he need to do. They want to have Bible verses all over your body. But you don't walk around and exemplify that. You don't exemplify love. You exemplify hate for the very thing you are. Black. Black. Y'all don't hear me though, man. Can we please get the lights up, ladies and gentlemen? As we come in, can we please hit that like button?
Good for y'all? Like, that's all he's worried about. You know? A mess.
There, you know, there was a lot of phones.
So when they barged in, they started getting frantic. The mom asked for Nolan's phone.
Right.
Was there a struggle over it, or did you guys hand it over?
I mean, just handed it over. I mean, we didn't think anything of it. Like, you know, she asked for Nolan's phone. We knew they were close friends with, you know, the Wells family, and my buddy went out to his truck and handed the phone over. Nope.
You're glitching. You're glitching. There you go, glitching again. My buddy, like,
You're glitching.
I'm glitching. What am I supposed to say?
Struggle over it, or did
No,
you guys hand it over?
I mean, just handing it over. I mean, we didn't think anything of it. Like, she asked for Nolan's phone.
That's not what she said. So see, different account again. So now I guess Javon's mom is lying. I guess Javon's mom is lying. Because she said it took almost 15 minutes. Let's find that account. I want to find that. Give me a second, y'all. I want to compare these two statements. I want to compare these statements. I'm actually going to go back in my history to see if I can find it. I want to compare those statements. I really do. I definitely want to compare that. Y'all give me a second. I'll know it when I see it. Give me a second. They were all on the news. I want to hear her account because something doesn't sound right. Something doesn't sound right. I'm closing in. Something does not sound right at all. Oh, did it just pass it? No. Wait a minute. Oh, come on. You gotta be somewhere close. Is this it? No. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. And salute to Nancy Grace on this, man. Nancy Grace is doing the damn thing. Nancy Grace is all over this. Salute to Nancy Grace. How long ago was that interview? They were all on the news together. Man. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Thank you for your patience. God dog it, I can't find that specific clip, man. When they were all in the news together. All right, well, I don't want to waste too much more time on it. But they were all in the news together. And she gave her account of what she had to go through to retrieve the phone. Okay, well, I don't want to waste too much more time on it. Let's get back to it.
We knew they were close friends with, you know, the Wells family, and we just.
Yeah, I don't think she's lying either. I mean, I don't trust her, but I don't think she's lying. I don't think she's lying at all. I think that's him lying. Because even the dad said that they got hostile. He was like, hey, look, I'm just here to get my son's keys so I can get his car. So they got hostile about the phone and they got hostile about the car as well. You know, they got hostile about it.
But my buddy went out to his truck and handed the phone over. No complications, no issue, you know, nothing. But I mean, I told Miss Christine that we had his phone and he had left it in our possession on the boat.
When did you, Miss Christine is Nolan's mom.
Correct.
When did you talk to her about that?
When I was on, no, I didn't talk to her once. Like it was like 12:30. I mean, I might have texted her a couple times and like, you know, talked briefly about a couple things, but
You just
He's
said
lying.
that
He's
you told
lying.
her that you have the phone.
Yeah, he's lying.
Then when he said, when did you tell her that? Then you say 12:30. Well, you said that you were at your buddy's house at 12:30.
And then Nolan's mom said that the only thing she did give Warren credit for was Warren was the one who contacted the Coast Guard. Warren was the one who contacted the Coast Guard about Nolan's disappearance. Now, Christina, Nolan's mom, did say that, but she had never met him. She didn't know who Warren was. She said that herself. So I guess all these adults are lying. And this guy has changed his story 2 or 3 times now. And we're just supposed to believe everything that he says. He is exemplifying exactly what white people do. Lie. Not white folks, white people. Lie. Lie. They have a problem with accountability. They have a problem showing accountability, which is why they're always telling people stop playing victim, because they don't ever want to be accountable. They don't ever want to be truthful. Should never ever put any faith in these people, man.
Wasn't the first call that you made to her at 11 o'clock or whenever, when you were at the Ava Girl pool party? I mean, well, you know, I was texting her and I mean, 12:30. I mean, you're glitching. You're glitching. Did you tell her that you had his phone and when?
And the answer is no.
I told her. I mean, at 12:30. I was texting her and
We know this is a lie. Had he called Nolan's mom and said, I got Nolan's phone, why the hell did they have to track the phone? She tracked it through Life 360, and someone else tracked it through the Snapchat group chat through all the kids. So if you contacted her and told her that you had Nolan's phone, why did they have to track it? Why did she send Javon's mom to go pick it up? Come on, man. And still, no arrests. All lies detected, but no arrests. All lies detected, but no arrests. These, Nolan's mom, Javon's mom, Nolan's dad, none of them have given different accounts of their stories yet. All of these teenagers have given different accounts to their stories, including Warren. Warren should definitely be under investigation after these interviews. If you ask me, Brandon Tatum was trying to help him, but Brandon Tatum just hurt him and helped us get justice for Nolan. That's what just happened, if you ask me. If you ask me.
what is it, sir? Did they pull up on you before you told them that you had the phone? Or did you tell her that you, like, when did you, what was it? You're glitching, sir.
I mean, he had left it in our possession on the boat.
When did you, Miss Christine is Nolan's mom.
Correct.
When did you talk to her about that?
When I was on, no, I didn't talk to her once. Like it was like 12:30. I mean, I might have texted her a couple times and like talked briefly about a couple things, but I never. I told her on the phone before I called the Coast Guard that we had Nolan's phone. Before I called Miss Christine, I asked, I was like, oh, well, where's his location at? Because Nolan had his Snapchat location on for me. And he said, it's, Wyatt said it's, in my truck. Like, because everybody who left stuff on the boat was
Notice he just said Nolan had his Snapchat location off. Another lie detected, because she said that the 360 app was still showing him on the water. But when they went to the Snapchat app and checked the location, the phone showed up at Warren's house, and that's how she knew to tell Javon's mom to go to Warren's house. That's how they got the address. So what do you mean that the Snapchat location was off? No, what you mean to say is you guys went in and turned that shit off. When you went in and changed his settings, because he also had facial recognition, how are you getting in his phone? Come on, man. This is easy work. This is easy work. How are you getting in his phone if he had facial ID to unlock his phone? The same way you got in and turned his damn location off on Snapchat. So I guess the parents are lying again. Because she distinctively and precisely said that it was showing his location elsewhere on the Life 360 app that she uses. But when all the kids and when Javon's mom, I forget her name, it starts with the T, okay, the one that showed up to get the phone, when she went to Snapchat and had her sons go looking, the location came up at his house, Warren's house, the judge's house, and that's how they knew where Nolan's cell phone was. There's still been no arrest, y'all. He's sitting in front of a cop lying, or a former cop. Doesn't surprise me. Man, damn, this is deep, y'all.
So Wyatt put it in his truck, like it was normal. And so the phone was in possession in Wyatt's truck. And when that mom came over and asked for it, there was no issue at all with us giving the phone to her. I mean,
there was no issue at all.
Yes, there were.
Yes, there were.
If you guys were looking for Nolan and you didn't know that the phone was in Wyatt's truck, that means that when you were looking for him, you were calling his phone. So when the mom pulls up his call log, they're going to see you calling him surely before the Coast Guard, right? Like, you're going to be calling him. The other people are going to be calling him.
These are facts.
Right?
These are facts.
Because you told the mom when you were about to call the Coast Guard, but when you guys were looking for Nolan, before you got her number, surely you called him, right? And y'all figured it out. Like, that's not what you're saying.
I think that's what he's saying.
He would be saying, when we start looking for him, we start calling his phone, and then we figured at that point that it was in the car. That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying. Let's listen back again.
Location at, because no one has his Snapchat location on for me. And he said, it's, Wyatt said it's, in my truck. Like, because.
Did he just say Nolan had his Snapchat location on for him? Oh, this is getting touchy.
The other people are going to be calling him, right? Because you told the mom when you were about to call the Coast Guard, but when you guys were looking for Nolan before you got her number, surely you called him, right? And y'all figured it out. Like, that's not what you're saying. Like, you would think he would be saying, you know, when we start looking for him, we start calling his phone, and then we figured at that point that it was in the car. That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying. Let's listen back again.
Location at, because Nolan has his Snapchat location on for me, and he said, you know, it's Wyatt said it's, you know, in my truck. Like,
Nolan had his Snapchat location on for you. But you just said when you got the phone, Nolan had his Snapchat location off. Is anyone else listening to this? Oh my God, boy. Listen, social media, black social media is about to eat this thing up, man. We about to chew this guy out. We about to chew him up and spit his ass out, man. For real. Like, this is insane. This is insane. And then if he's lawyered up, why doesn't he have a lawyer sitting next to him? Your mom is a judge, which means she's an attorney, she's a lawyer. Why isn't your mom accompanying you? Why? If you had to deactivate your account and everyone lawyered up and got counsel, legal counsel, then where is your legal representation right now? Huh? Did Brandon Tatum have to go through any process, any protocol to contact your attorney in order to book this interview with you? Did your attorney okay this interview? Or is your mom your attorney and she told you sure? I mean, I'm not understanding how any of this is working. I don't know how we haven't gotten answers, how we haven't gotten some type of arrest, justice, that medical examiner, that sheriff. Everyone should be under investigation right now. A heavy investigation. A heavy investigation, man. This is crazy.
because everybody who left stuff on the boat, it was Wyatt's boat, so Wyatt put it in his truck, you know, like
Let's go back a little more.
that. We had Nolan's phone. Before I called Miss Christine, I asked, I was like, oh, well, where's his location at? Because Nolan has his Snapchat location on for me. And he said, you know, it's, Wyatt said it's, you know, in my truck. Like, because everybody who left stuff on the boat, it was Wyatt's boat, so Wyatt put it in his truck, you know, like, it was normal. And so the phone was in possession in Wyatt's truck. And when that mom came over and asked for it, there was no issue at all with us giving the phone to her. I mean, Nolan just left it on the boat. We handed the phone to her that night of the 4th of July.
And did you guys go through the phone, or?
Of course not. I mean, none of us had a reason to go through Nolan's phone. I mean, there's multiple phones on the boat. Why would it be? And the boat was having issues. Why would our concern be get it on Nolan's phone or something? I mean, I don't even know Nolan's password. None of my friends do. We had no reason ever to get on Nolan's phone and look at anything.
Hey guys, somebody wants attention in the chat. Marilyn, I think she was here the other night.
She was.
She's back. She wants attention. She put roaches as the emojis, and she says, "I'ma laugh my A off when the toxicology report comes back and he was drunk. Underage drinking and the water doesn't mix, but y'all wouldn't know that." And then she put all of these roach emojis. I think you guys should definitely give Marilyn the attention that she wants. She desperately wants attention. They always desperately want attention.
They always do.
They want so much attention from us. I mean, I know that, you know what I'm saying?
See, these trolls are everywhere. And these racists, these race soldiers are everywhere. And they're popping up on our platforms with their bogus opinions, with their race narratives. They're moving the goalposts. Man, when I tell you white fatigue is real, white fatigue is real. But it's not against white folks. It's the racist white people, man. Has nothing to do with white folks at all, man. Love the white folks. But it's got everything to do with racist white people, man.
You be looking at us and you be feeling like, damn, why I can't give what she giving? Like, I know. The obsession is real. Like, the obsession. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being a melanated goddess and then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Child, obsession. Like, child, obsession. But anyways,
PetSmart Charities and Hill's Science Diet invite you to join us for National Adoption Week and give a pet a new, loving home. Pet adoption starts here. PetSmart, anything for pets.
they've lawyered up and they've ran a script. So I'm sure that when it comes down to finding out who provided it, a dead man can't talk. So my guess is that they're going to blame Nolan for the alcohol. But let's continue.
I didn't even touch Nolan's phone. None of us touched Nolan's phone until somebody took it off the boat and put it in White's truck, and then no one touched it until we handed it back, to the mom that was at my buddy's house.
Did she pick, was that the only phone that she picked up, or was it other people's phone that they came and got? Or
That I know of, I think that was the only one that she had. Yeah, but I'm not completely sure. I think that's the only one that she took Nolan's. That's it.
And so we're
She took Nolan's, that's it, because I'm willing to bet that's the only extra phone that was there. And that's the only phone that she came for.
on the 4th, where the night, probably going into the morning of the 5th, this happens. Then the dad comes back at some point to get the keys.
Right.
What happened there? When was this and what happened?
Well,
All right, so we're going to switch to transcript just to break up the video a bit. Are y'all giving Marilyn a warm welcome? So anyways, it says, and so we're on the 4th, we're that night, probably going into the morning of the 5th, and the dad comes back at some point to get the keys. What happened there? And then it says, when was this and what happened? And then so he replies and he says, well, my buddy Brooks drove me and dropped me off at my house. And I woke up to a text the next morning that Miss Christine texted me and she said, hey, Nolan's dad is there. And then it says, they're at my buddy's house to pick up the keys. And, I just didn't think anything of it. I told her that I was praying for her and, that we were out there and we were, doing everything that we could to help out.
How are you going to unalive her son, then tell her that you're praying for her? These people are so diabolical. They're so wicked. This is terrible. Hypocrites. Hypocrites, man. Devils. You're going to unalive her son, take his property, get all this cover story, deactivate your account, be out eating in public while the rest of the community is on Horn Island searching for Nolan. And you told her you're praying for her? I don't think she need your type of prayers. I think your type of prayers, your type of rituals, your type of sacrifices probably took her son right out of here. Probably took her son right out of here. My condolences, my regards, to Nolan Wells' family, the mom, dad, and, everyone else. All right?
And when he came to pick up the keys, and so this is what Ruckus says. When he came to pick up the keys, was there a confrontation, or because I could have sworn I saw on the news that when he came to pick up the keys, it was almost like an altercation because you guys didn't want to get the keys over, or you said you didn't know where the keys were at. And it's always that none of us heard to have him debunk something that nobody said?
No.
Ever?
Actually, Neek, he did say that. The father did say that. The father did say that, Neek. The father did tell them to calm down, and he had to step back because he didn't want his boys going in there tearing stuff up. Then he said something about the lady on the phone, the young lady on the phone, saying the keys were on the Xbox. Neek, the father did say that. Elmore, I believe, Elmore Wansley or something like that. He did say that.
Remember the dad saying that there was an altercation. If y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. Matter of fact, let me look it up. Did the
Please
dad
find that.
say that there was an altercation?
He didn't say there was an altercation. He said it got hostile for a minute. They got angry. And he had to calm everybody down. He did say that, indeed. Die Satan, what's good? What's good, Die Satan? He did say that. He didn't say there's an altercation. No, he didn't use those words, but he did say they got hostile.
Nolan Wells' dad say there was an altercation when he went to pick up the phone.
He didn't say altercation, but he did say they were hostile. Somebody said they wrinkled at 21. Damn. He do look old as hell for like.
Anyways, I can't find anything on Google. You said on the news he said they had a heated back and forth.
Yes.
Which news? I want to pull it up.
Please find that clip. That's the same clip.
But
I hope she pulls this clip up because it's the same clip where Javon's mom said it took them like 15 minutes to get them back the phone. Come on, Neek. I'm depending on you right now because I couldn't find it. Neek, I so hope you find this. It was Ben Crump. It was Javon and his mom, the one that retrieved the phone. It was a black newscaster. Was it from Fox or something? A black female. And it was Nolan's mom and dad. I hope she finds it.
I don't remember that, but let me know which interview was it, so we could go to it real quick. Which interview was it when he said that it was a heated thing to pick up the keys?
He said that in the press conference. He said that in the press conference. Now, I can find that.
Which interview, guys? Come on, quickly. Help me out. Which one? They did a lot, so I don't know which one.
It's the press conference with Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, and the parents. Man, shoot, I'm finna find that. Don't play with me. My skills are immaculate. Don't play with me. I can help you with that one, Neek. I'm a content creator just like you. You just have a bigger base and you have better equipment. But you know what? I can work with what I have. I can definitely work with what I have. Watch this. They did one on Good Morning America. The other was on, which one was that? I'll find that. Don't play with me. I'll find that one. What I told you. Didn't I just tell y'all I'll find it? Huh? ABC News. Didn't I just tell y'all I'll find it? Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna find that clip real quick.
4th of July.
I built this website in 5 minutes with Wix Harmony.
I
So I
just
came
told
across this
y'all I'll
image
find
recently and thought to myself, what if I built an entire brand around?
On the anniversary of this country, going to an island, we're outing with his friends, and the friends come back, and he's left there with some story about he said leave them behind. But then by some magic, one of the friends has his keys and his phone. Mind you, his mother tracked.
Always scared us. Me and his dad had conversations with him all the time, not just about the importance of
Okay, here's your dad
understanding.
speaking.
Situation with the key. When we got to the house, a few of his friends, they were already there, and they were at the door in the house, asking questions. So when I walked up, they were getting, things were getting kind of intense. So I turned to them and told them, I need you guys to calm down.
When I got there, things were getting kind of tense. So I turned to them and said, look, I need you guys to calm down. See, they're moving the goalposts again. He never said altercation, but he did exemplify that they were starting to get a little hostile. I'm gonna let you hear it again. Don't worry, Neek. I do this too, Neek. I do this too, Neek. I got you, Neek. I do this too, Neek. I just can't find that news clip. I can't find a news clip. Y'all listen to what he says, and then we're gonna go back to Neek at night. What's good, Shane? Grand rising to you. Listen to what the father says, and then we're gonna go back to Neek at night.
Obtaining the key. But even so, there's just a lot of.
Tell them about what happened with the keys.
So I'm gonna let my husband tell you about that, because he actually went up to the door to get the key, because at that point I was just not in my right mind. This has just been an awful situation, just terrible.
Elmore Walmsley, the father.
Okay, so the situation with the key. When we got to the house, a few of his friends, they were already there, and they were at the door in the house, asking questions. So when I walked up, they were getting, things were getting kind of intense. So I turned to them and told them, I need you guys to calm down. I don't do this to me right now. I need them to kind of trust me so they can give me something. So I was able to calm them down. So the guy, he's in one of the pictures, but he came out of the room half asleep or whatever, I think Jax or whatever. And I said, look, I'm Nolan's father. I'm here to get his keys so I can get his car. I said, he's like, his car was in New York. His car's parked in New York. So he was like, I don't know, man. Nolan's like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go in your room and see if you can find my son's keys so I can take his car home? He walks off, 2 or 3 minutes, come back. I can't find the keys. I said, okay. So at that point, I get the boys and I move them out the house, because I didn't want them to go into the house and start tearing up these people's houses, because then that would be a whole other situation. So we walk outside by the car. One of the guys that was in the house with us, he was on the phone with a girl, and the girl told him that Nolan's keys were on top of this Jax guy's Xbox in the house, because apparently she was there with him earlier. So he goes back up to the door by himself, and 5 minutes later, the keys come out. So now I feel like you done lied to me. So now I'm really like in distrust with you. But as far as that night goes, if I knew anyone who had a boat, I would have went out that night looking for my son. We tried, but I just...
Okay, now, that was on ABC. We're gonna go back to Neek at night. Let's go back to Neek at night. And I'm gonna rewind this just a little. Listen, y'all just heard what the father said. Y'all just heard it.
News that when he came to pick up the keys, it was almost like an altercation because you guys didn't want to get the keys over, or you said you didn't know where the keys were at. And it's always like in every single video, he throws out an accusation that none of us heard to have him debunk something that nobody said. I ever remember the dad saying that there was an altercation. If y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. Matter of fact, let me look it up. Did the dad say that there was an altercation? Did Nolan Wells' dad say there was an altercation when he went to pick up the phone? Anyways, I can't find anything on Google. You said on the news he said they had a heated back and forth. Which news? I want to pull it up because I don't remember that. But that I don't remember that. But let me know which interview was it, so we could go to it real quick. Which interview was it when he said that it was a heated thing to pick up the keys? I want to hear it.
I just played it. It was on ABC.
Which interview, guys? Come on, quickly.
ABC.
Quickly. Help me out. Which one? They did a live, so I don't know which one. Somebody said not altercation. He said the kids was heated.
Correct.
And then you said, I thought he meant the boys started freaking out a letter and had to calm them. All right, we'll figure it out during this live.
My buddy Brooks drove me and dropped me off at my house, and I woke up to a text the next morning that Miss Christina texted me, and she said, "Hey, Nolan's dad's there is there at my buddy's house to pick up the keys." And you know, I didn't think anything of it. I told her that I was praying for her, and you know that we were out there and we were doing everything that we could to help out.
And when he came to pick the keys up, was there a confrontation or? Because I could have sworn I saw on the news that when he came to pick the keys up, it was almost like an altercation because you guys didn't want to get the keys over, or you said you didn't know where the keys were at.
I mean, no, absolutely not. I mean, I wasn't there, but from what my friend told me, they just had to look for Nolan's keys. It's not like, why would we be hiding Nolan's keys? There's no reason to hide anything. You know, this is our friend. We have nothing to hide. I mean, we were trying to do everything that we could to help out.
All right, so I want to be clear with this one thing, because I know you mentioned before that you have no reason to touch the phone. Obviously, you didn't touch the phone.
Right.
But is there any chance or any knowledge that you have that anybody
I cannot find that other. I've been searching, y'all, and I cannot find that other interview. I cannot find that other interview when they were all on the news. I know Ben Crump was there. She gave her account, Javon's mom gave her account on how it took like 15 minutes for them to come back with the phone. With the phone. See, all these stories are getting twisted, man. All these stories are getting twisted, and I'm starting to think they're scrubbing the internet as well, y'all. They're scrubbing the internet.
Where his parents got the phone back, and that's something that's important, Michael, because they track this phone on Life 360.
So Life 360, but when I received a phone call from Warren, I immediately called my friend Toshima, and I said, "Hey, have you guys seen Nolan?" Because her two sons, Jalen and Jay Bonley, they grew up together. They played city league sports together. When they got into school, they played sports together. And so she was like, hey, like, okay, the boys were pulling up the location from Snapchat. So the Snapchat location looks completely different than the Life 360 location. So when I pulled up Life 360, it was different. It was showing everywhere the phone had been. Like it had, I was like, well, it's showing that he's back on land. Like I'm not, he's like, but no, he didn't come back with us.
Well, how were you able to get the phone?
So we tracked it and my friend Tashima went and picked it up.
It wasn't like they said we got his phone, they tracked it. And that highlights all these contradictions, Michael. The fact that they said.
But I thought Warren said that he contacted Miss Christina, Nolan's mom, right before the whole Coast Guard thing, or as he's on the phone telling her about the Coast Guard, and said, hey, we've got Nolan's phone. Didn't he say that? Didn't he say that? Man, y'all shouldn't do no crimes. Y'all don't even know how to lie. Well, y'all know how to lie. But, damn it, this is just pitiful, man. Who raised you?
And Nolan was talking to a young woman, and she said that he said, I'm going back to get on the boat with the boys. The boys said that he said he was going to stay with her. And so that's an obvious contradiction. And then this video of this, you can hear an argument going where Nolan is saying, give me my freaking phone. What are you freaking doing? And so then his phone ends up missing. I don't know any teenagers, Michael Strahan, who says, if you believe that story, I'm going to stay behind and I'm going to leave my phone.
Let me try to see. When does the dad talk about going to get known?
With hundreds of job skills you can apply right away. Whatever you want to do in your career, now you can.
It's ABC News. Good Morning
I don't
America.
think that might not
ABC.
be here.
No, it's ABC. It's the one with Al Sharpton and Ben Crump. The dad was wearing black. Man, I've been covering this thing, man. I wish I knew Neat number. I call her Neat. That's the wrong one. Go to ABC. Go to ABC. It was Al Sharpton.
That might not be in
Ben
this
Crump.
one.
Stuff from his phone.
Absolutely not. I mean, like I said, there was no reason for us to get on Nolan's phone. No one touched Nolan's phone, but nothing. If none of us had touched Nolan's phone, then there's no reason for anything to be deleted. I mean, no one even was in contact with his phone until it was moved from the boat to the truck. And none of us have access to Nolan's password to get on his phone and delete anything. Absolutely not. And we have no reason to delete anything. I mean, there's nothing to hide here. I mean, we have had no reason to delete anything, and we never did.
All right, so I have something I want to make sure that we're clear about, because you had mentioned earlier that you saw Nolan cradling Katie.
Right.
Her name is Katie.
Yeah, Katie.
I just want you to explain, what does that mean?
Okay, so the situation with the key. When we got to the house, a few of his friends, they were already there. And they were
She found it.
at the door in the house, asking
She
questions.
found the interview.
So when I walked up, they were getting, things were getting kind of intense. So
Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hit that like button as we come in, please. Oh, yeah. So we're debunking the fourth part of this interview between Brandon Tatum and Nolan Wells' supposed friend, Warren Hodges here. And there's lots of mistruths, lots of lies and hypocrisy here, y'all. There's lots of contradictions taking place. Lots of contradictions taking place.
I turned to them and told them, I need you guys to calm down. I don't do this to me right now. I need them to kind of trust me so they can give me something. So I was able to calm them down. So the guy, he's in one of the pictures, when he came out of the room, half asleep or whatever, and Jack's or whatever. And I said, well, I'm Nolan's father. I'm here to get his keys so I can get his car. I said, he's like, his car was in New York. His car's parked in New York. So he was like, I don't know, man. Nolan's like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go on your room and see if you can find my son's keys so I can take his car home? He walks off, 2 or 3 minutes, come back. I can't find the keys. I said, okay, so at that point, I get the boys, and I get move them out the house because I didn't want them to go into the house and start tearing up these people's houses because they'll never be all in the situation. So,
Right. Can you imagine, like, Nolan is missing, his car is parked outside, and then you talk about you can't find his keys? Oh, yeah, it's about to be some moving of the furniture up in there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And the dad is probably like, you know what? No. Like, let me get them together so that we can get this.
To walk outside by the car, one of the guys that was in the house with us, he was on the phone with a girl, and the girl told him that Nolan's keys were on top of this Jack's guy's Xbox in the house because apparently she was there with him earlier. So he goes back up to the door by himself, and 5 minutes later, the keys come out. So now I feel like you done lied to me. So now I'm really like in distrust with you. But as far as the night goes, if I knew anyone who had a boat, I would have went out that night looking for my son. We tried, but I don't have friends with boats. But if I knew someone with one, I would have went out that night. And this so happened that his coach saw all the stuff on Facebook that next morning and contacted me like 5 in the morning, asked me, do we want to go out? And I told him yes. So within an hour, he was at the dock, we met him, and we went out. We docked the boat, got out the boat, walked on the island, walked a pretty nice stretch, came back, got back on the boat, went around the island.
Now, I don't know if y'all caught this, but I just caught something. He said if he would have had a friend that had a boat, he would have gone out there and searched that same night. But yet your son had friends who owned boats, which means that your son's friends' parents could have took the initiative to contact you and say, hey, I have a boat. We'll take one of the boats back out. I'll help you search. None of the parents did this. What did they do? They deactivated accounts and they got counsel for their children. And they began hiding everything, ladies and gentlemen. They began to hide everything. He just said, I don't have any friends with boats. But the parents of your son's friends does. Nolan's parents may have a boat. We know Jack's have a boat. Most white counterparts have boats. That's their thing. And no one in the community offered to take care. Man, this is crazy right here, man. This is crazy. But y'all say it's not about race, though. This is definitely about race.
Look, came back around, and where we went to, that's where apparently they say that his body floated up. I don't know a lot about water currents over there, but I would think that we would have saw his body. And on the trip there was a family that stayed a night on the island, like actually tented out on the island. So if he was left, he would have saw that family on the island, and it was 2 of the boats docked, so he would have had help. So I don't know. I don't know. I think we stayed there for like an hour and a half. That's when Jackson County and the sheriff department showed up, and they were going to do their rounds.
All right. So let me hear what he said about this again.
Oh, that's important too. He said they were there for like an hour and a half, and they searched. Obviously, they didn't find them. Then he said that's when Jackson County and the sheriff showed up, and they were gonna do their thing. As soon as they show up, Nolan's body pops up, and you were already there looking as his father. Oh yeah, I definitely suspect foul play, y'all. I suspect foul play, y'all. I suspect foul play, and I know that Nolan had to be hanged. There is no way that white people are going to miss an opportunity to hang a black person. You know, this is oh my God, this is angering me, man. This is angering the hell out of me, man. Just the fact they think they can try us like this, man, and we keep laying down like a bunch of pussies.
Yeah.
I've had no reason to delete anything. And, we never did.
All right, so I have something I want to make sure that we're clear about, because you had mentioned earlier that you saw Nolan cradling Katie.
Right.
Her name is Katie.
Yeah, Katie.
I just want you to explain, what does that mean? Some people in their mind, they may think he's cradling, like, or any knowledge that you have that anybody deleted stuff from his phone.
Absolutely not. I mean, like I said, there was no reason for us to get on Nolan's phone. No one touched Nolan's phone, but nothing. If none of us had took until it was moved from the boat to the truck, and none of us have access to Nolan's password to get on his phone and delete anything. Absolutely not. And we have no reason to delete anything. I mean, there's nothing to hide here. I mean, we have had no reason to delete anything, and we never did.
All right, so I have something I want to make sure that we're clear about, because you had mentioned earlier that you saw Nolan cradling Katie. Right. Her name is Katie.
Yeah, Katie.
I just want you to explain, what does that mean? Some people in their mind, they may.
Wait, what was the part about the keys? Did I skip forward too far? Anyways, we'll keep going.
They think he's cradling like a baby.
Yeah.
Like what is that scenario?
Yeah, like? He was. I mean, Nolan was off. The last time I saw him, like I said, I was off the bow of the boat. And like I said earlier, if you had jumped off the bow of the boat, you were probably about chest or neck deep in water. So Nolan wasn't like carrying her out the water. She's sitting in the water, and Nolan's arms are under the water, and he's carrying her from under the water. But her head's still out of the water, Nolan's head's still out of the water. And I was looking at both of them. So.
Oh, so he's kind of like holding her.
Right.
Kind of like,
in the water, though.
And like, we grown, right?
Yeah,
There's two people in the water, they feeling each other,
right.
Like, meaning feeling they like each other.
Right.
And he's a little more close to her, and they're kind of having a moment.
Correct.
Not insinuating that it's sexual, but
no,
they're together, they like each other. You looking at him.
Officer Spin the Narrative is such a funny guy, right? Such a funny guy. All right, so sorry that we have to switch from audio to transcript, but all right, so he says he claims that he has no reason to delete anything. So he says, all right, so I have something I want to add. So I want to make sure that we're clear about, because you had mentioned earlier that you saw Nolan cradling Katie. I think her name is Katie.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know, I just want you to explain, what does that mean? Some people in their mind think, or they may think he's cradling like a baby. Like, what does that scenario look like? So he replies and he says, yeah, he was, Nolan was off the last time I saw him. Like I said, off the boat, off the bow of the boat. And like I said earlier, if you had jumped off the bow of the boat, you were probably about chest or neck deep in the water. So Nolan wasn't like carrying her out the water. She's sitting in the water, and Nolan's arms are under the water, and he's carrying her from under the water, but her head is still out of the water. Nolan's head is still out of the water. And I was looking at both.
Just listening to this scenario right here is enough to anger all those white people that were out there. They're watching this black man have the time of his life with old beautiful white young Katie, and Katie showing this black man all this attention and all this affection, rather than showing it to all of her white counterparts that she is surrounded by, who's also at Horn Island. Yeah, man, I think we got our motive in everything, man. I think we have our motive in everything, man. Everything about this just seems, it's not right. It's not right. It's not right at all, ladies and gentlemen. It is not right.
of them. So, like we grown, right? There's two people in the water. They feeling each other, like meeting, like feeling like they like each other, right? And seems a little bit. I mean, seems more close to her, and they kind of having a moment. Not not insinuating that it's sexual, but and then he says, no, they're together, like they like each other. You look at him, you're like, bro, you crazy. Because you know he like her and he's hanging out with her. And
Okay. It's on me to find this other clip. It's on me to find this other clip. Like I said yesterday, Nolan case closed, no fault. The parents cut up his body, looking for something and found it. Man, shut up. You come here like I said, yeah. What you say don't mean nothing. You the same Spanish guy who think you white. Shut up. You still confused. Conquistador. You still confused. Shut up. You ain't said nothing. You ain't said nothing, conquistador. You ain't said nothing. You Mexican that speaks Spanish. You confused individual. You're a damn Spaniard. Huh? Trump looking for you. ICE looking for you. How the hell did you get across the gate? Ain't nothing worse than a Mexican trying to be white. Well, you sad. That's just like Brandon Tatum trying to be white. That's sad. Shut up. Go dig a hole and hide your face. Dig a hole and hide your face. Go put some running water in Mexico. Hmm? Go over there and fight the cartel. That's what you do. Go over there and face the cartel, you coward. What you running for over here? Huh? Go face the cartel, coward. Okay. I think they're scrubbing the internet because I still can't
he
find that.
replies and he says, yeah, right, exactly. That makes sense. And then when was the last time that you saw Nolan? And when was the last time that someone reported to you that Nolan was seen, if that makes sense? You saw him at a certain point, but then, and then it says, someone else saw him a lot later when you guys were gone.
A lot of people should have saw Nolan. And come on, man. If Asians keep their eyes on us when we walk into their stores, then I know you white people are keeping track of all the black people that surround you on Horn Island. You guys have a black obsession. So I know y'all definitely had eyes on Nolan, Javon, and anybody else there who was black. You definitely had eyes on Katie because Katie was with the black man. Out of all the white guys out there, Katie chose Nolan. And that's not going to sit well with white society. So you better bet it was drawing some attention. Can't nobody say they did not see Nolan. They saw him. They just didn't like what they saw, which is why we haven't saw Nolan since, allegedly.
And then he says, right. Okay, so the last time I personally laid eyes on Nolan was at like 3, and he was, front of the boat with the girl, and that's the last time I saw him. But there were, I've talked to somebody personally that saw Nolan at 6, and someone, we weren't even the last people to see Nolan.
Saw Nolan at 6. Saw Nolan at 6. So this was after you left Horn Island? Saw Nolan at 6. This was after you left Horn Island. You left Horn Island, Horn Island around 4:30ish. You're saying 6 right here. This is getting crazy. Again, this is another part of the interview with Brandon Tatum and Nolan Wells' friend. Excuse me, Warren Hodges. So we're just breaking it down, and salute to Nick at Night, who does great work. You know, y'all go subscribe. Definitely make sure, give her a thumbs up when you go over there.
Once we left, there was still dozens on dozens of boats around us. And I mean, clearly, we were not the last people to see Nolan. And then so Ruckus says, so Warren, I'm going to ask you some very pointed questions. I mean, just straight out. And so he wants to act like he's really about to press him. He always acts like, I'm going to ask you some very pointed questions. And normally a person who's wanting to ask a very pointed question
is not going to
they
warn you.
make sure that they get a very pointed answer, right? So the purpose of a pointed question is so that you can get a direct answer back. So every time he goes for these very pointed questions, it's always this beat around and all around the world answer to it. So let's go.
You like, bro, you crazy.
Yeah.
You
From the boat with the
come down here.
dozens on dozens of boats around us. And I mean, clearly we were not the last people to see Nolan.
So Warren, I'm gonna ask you some very pointed questions. I mean, just straight out.
Okay.
I didn't come down here to, do anything other but to get the truth,
right,
and for you to have a voice in this.
Right.
And the first thing I want to ask you is, did you kill Nolan?
Of course not.
Did you have anything to do with Nolan's death?
Of course not. And absolutely not.
They say that you guys deleted stuff out of his phone. Did you delete anything out of Nolan's phone?
No, of course not.
The mom act like, or at least she portrayed on television, and the rumors are that you weren't really good friends with Nolan. Is that true?
Mind you, these are the very pointed questions. Like, we're really getting to the meat and potato of this. And this is the very thing that is going to break the case and give
Everything this guy does is to disenfranchise black people. It's to prove the black people involved that are grieving over Nolan's loss, is to prove them wrong. It's to cause them more pain, more suffrage. And he really feels like he's helping. He really feels like he's helping. I really don't like this guy. I really don't like this guy. He's got his legs crossed like Obama, and he's wearing boots that don't even match what he's wearing. This is, I can't stand Uncle Tom, y'all. I can't stand Uncle Tom. I can't stand Uncle Tom. I really can't. And this guy is hard to stomach. It is so hard to stomach Brandon Tatum, man. It is so hard to stomach Brandon Tatum, man. Man, this man right here needs to fall off the face of the earth, man. He needs to fall off the face of the earth. Just get into a bad car accident or something, man. And something, man. Damn. Be on a flight that fall out the sky or something. Damn. You should have caught COVID, Brandon Tatum.
find the answers. Did you kill Nolan? Of course not. Did you delete the messages? Of course not. Like, well, like he's the biggest joke. It's not even funny. But before we listen to more of that, now there was this call that came out, right? So in the midst of people trying to find answers about this, because people are like, listen, he has no emotion. He's talking monotone. He's talking casually. Like, and again, everybody's not a crier. But if you're going to recount things from a friend since middle school all the way up to college, and you guys are so close and you're like family, there are gonna be times where you're thinking back at points if you really truly loved your friend. Like, now there are friendships where the person is a tag along, which is like a this is the this is the token, because it sounds like Nolan was just the token, and unfortunately tokens.
And Brandon Tatum don't realize he's just a token. And well, unfortunately, tokens. Yep, Obama was a token. Right. Isn't it funny how token blacks don't know they're token blacks until you're put in your place? Ask Myron Gaines how it feels. Ask Brandon Tatum how it feels. Ask Jesse Lee Peterson. Ask the conservative twins. Ask OK Rick. Ask the Cartier family. There is so many of these type of people, these Boulay, the Jason Whitlocks and all these other men. It is crazy. It is crazy.
Get spent. And that, I don't mean that as disrespect to Nolan's family, but anyways.
And I got to include RG3. I got to include RG3. I don't know how I left him out. Have to include RG3.
So he always describes Nolan as this add-on afterthought, like Nolan's begging to come with us. Nolan's always asking us, can he come on the boat? He's always asking us, can he come around? He's always like, he always makes it seem like, like Nolan's trying to desperately add on to their group, right? Like
Hail Law is real people taking care of real people. Like, I felt like I was speaking to a real human being and
I had a core group of friends, and we always would go to certain functions together. We would always go to certain kickbacks. So whenever one of us would come, it wouldn't be like, such and such is always trying to come. Of course, like we like.
This wasn't a brotherhood. This wasn't a friendship. This was a setup. This was a sacrifice. This was planned. This was premeditated. This was a crime of passion. And it feels like we're not going to get any justice for this either. And we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this takes place in Mississippi all the time. All the time, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mississippi. I would be more alarmed, and I would definitely think something was wrong had Mississippi came out and handled this correctly. With absolutely no flaws, no detriment, no racism, no nothing, just handled it correctly. Had Mississippi came out and arrested these guys and interrogated these guys and, searched all the boats and things like this, then Mississippi would really have me suspicious. I would be saying, hell, go to Mississippi and check all of them for bird flu, something. See if they got temperatures. They might have fevers or something. I don't think they feeling well in Mississippi, because Mississippi isn't known to handle things diversely like that, equally. Mississippi is known to handle things exactly how they're handling it right now, unjustifiably. There's never any justice, but it seems like it's always just us. There's never any justice, but it's always just us, ladies and gentlemen. Always. This could have been handled so much better, so much more thorough. Mississippi had a chance to redeem themselves. And what do? They go and put a target on themselves once again. Mississippi, how many more times do we need these type of stories, this kind of history coming out of Mississippi? Damn.
Like the same things. We get on the same, you know what I'm saying? We like the same functions. We like the same type of events. Like I'm there, she there. Like wherever I'm at, she at. Like that's normal. Like the way that he would always describe it is like he got his friendship with his crew, and Nolan was always trying to attach. But he's framing it like they're best friends. And that's just not how you talk about best friends. So people wanted to know, what was this 911 call or this distress tow call? You know, TMZ painted this call as if they were panicked, right? So remember when he did the...
Now, if Nolan was your brother and your best friend, has anyone heard Warren grieve yet, choke up yet, cry yet? Have we heard his voice get shaky? Has he shared any special stories? Has he just gone off out of memory and be like, yeah, I remember when me and my boy Nolan, blah, blah, blah. Or none of this. None of this. So just like I couldn't tell Javon was a friend of Nolan, I definitely can't tell that Warren is a friend of Nolan. This is drawing further suspicion from me. Further suspicion. And I wonder why Warren was the one that came forward to speak up. Why none of the other guys came forward to speak up? Brandon Tatum could have had all of them sitting there in a group. In a group. I'm pretty sure all of their family watches his raccoon ass.
Part where he said, you know, the boat was filling up and there was water coming into the boat. Let's go to that real quick. So TMZ has framed this as panic, right? TMZ said Nolan Wells' friend seemed panicked when the boat they were on started taking on water, struggling to answer a tow service dispatcher's basic questions in newly released audio. And then the headline over the video says, Nolan Wells' friend, here's his panicked emergency call. My boat is sinking off Horn Island.
Hello, this is Nikki speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're thinking, can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just thinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right. Well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on it.
You know, if the boat is sinking, if there's water coming into the boat.
Right. How do you not know how much water is in the boat? You don't know if it's to your ankles. You don't know if it's on the bottom of your foot. You don't know if it's up to your kneecaps. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is pissing me off. This is pissing me off, y'all. This is pissing me off. They playing us for fools, man.
Then you know if the boat is over your foot. I mean, if the water is over your foot, if it's over your ankle, if it's coming up to your knees. That's what she's asking you. Like, how much water is in the boat? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's sinking though. Like, what?
Count, sir.
I don't know if that number is, it's either Jerry Atkerson. I think it's Jerry Atkerson. Try that.
All right.
I know you have a membership, like guaranteed. I
All
don't have
right.
the tag
Unless
on
you have a
gotta
membership
call.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right. All right. Do you have your current
No, we do not need that. You're sinking. Why don't you need the Coast Guard in case you sink?
Exactly.
Did somebody tell you to make this call just in case?
Do you have coordinates?
Want me to go look?
If not, I can send you a text message.
This is crazy. Obviously, he's lying. You don't need the Coast Guard.
Yes, sir. I'm available.
North 33. 4672.
All right, 4672. All right, you were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure I have it correct?
Sorry, look.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what?
So you're breaking up.
He sounds like he's intoxicated or high.
Yeah, we do not have the VHF radio.
All right, well, let's try to get you going because you don't have good cell phone reception. Can you verify your coordinates one more time?
Okay, my coordinates are 30 degrees by 14.684 north, and then west by 88 degrees by 46.79.
All right, it looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you
Yes,
on
we are
Horn
on
Island?
Yes.
All right, is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We were sinking, yes.
Cito assistant, Vicky's speaking. How can I help you?
Doesn't it sound like he's intoxicated or high or impaired or a little angry or agitated? I wonder if Nolan was still alive at this point. He just seems a little agitated, y'all. He seems a little agitated on this call. Definitely seems agitated. And does he sound like he's in a panic to you guys? TMZ painted this as if he was panicking. Does it sound like he's panicking to you guys? Doesn't sound like he's panicking to me. It actually sounds pretty rude and possibly impaired by drugs or alcohol. Agitated by something.
All right, so that's where it cuts and then it starts back over. But you hear what he said?
At the Tire Choice Auto Service Center, it's more than an oil change. It's a confidence check. Get $10 back on a Valvoline full.
We were sinking.
Meaning we don't need y'all no more.
So that means maybe they did have.
We were sinking until y'all talking about the Coast Guard was gonna come out here, and we still gotta clean things up because we just unalived somebody. We can't have the Coast Guard snooping around. So you know what? We was sinking, but we okay now. We got help from somewhere else, and everybody on board is okay. Everyone else on board is okay. That's what I'm getting out of this. That's what I'm getting out of this, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm getting. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I'm receiving out of this, man.
The boat issue, but they didn't have a boat issue at that time. Because you're not sinking anymore. That's why you can't give her any of those answers. Because you ended the call by saying, we were sinking. Past tense. Let's listen to that call one more time and then we'll go back to the interview.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're thinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
Listen to the background too.
All right, of course. How far is the word coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
Did somebody just yell, "Get up, get the F up"?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, I didn't catch that the first time. Somebody said, "Get up, get the F up."
Hello?
Hey.
Is the yes? How far is the water coming up, sir? How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're thinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the word coming up, sir?
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Get up, get the F up."
Nolan was already
This is
dead.
Instagram on my MacBook. It's not gonna let me. I just have to refresh and then start it over.
Vicky speaking. How can I? CISO assistant. Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our
Y'all
village
listen to the
pump stopped
background.
working. We're thinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the word coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
Psyche said, "Shut the fuck up."
Hello?
Hey.
Is the yes?
So-
How far is the water coming up, sir?
That's why Warren can't pay attention to the dispatch on the phone, because he's paying attention to what's going on around him, what we hear in the background. That sounds like a serious altercation. And it don't sound like they said, "Get the fuck up." It sounds like they said, "Shut the fuck up." It sounds like they said, "Shut the fuck up."
It's coming up. It's we're just thinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either Jerry Atkinson. I think it's Jerry Atkinson. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All
have
right,
the tag
unless
on
you
here.
have a
They got
membership
ripped off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the campus. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right. All right. Do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Is this the same one or hold on, let me see.
There are new details.
CISO assistant, Vicky.
There are new details.
CISO assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west.
There are new details.
CISO assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Oh my
Hey,
God.
we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're thinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course.
All right, of course. Hold on, let me see if
One
this
more
is.
time to make sure I have it correct.
And then west by 88.
Are you
Yes,
on
we were
Fort
at
Island?
Horn.
Oh, I think this is the same call. How long the y'all saying there's a extended call? How long is the other call? We'll get back to that.
Absolutely not. I hung out with Nolan probably like 3 days a week. I mean, seriously, at least. Some days, my friends want to hang out every single day, and Nolan was always there. So,
And obviously, people may see this and know the facts later that you weren't able to go to the funeral or the memorial service.
right.
Why didn't you go? What was that?
Well, I mean, with everything going on social media right now, with people saying
That's the best question I've heard him ask yet. That is the best and the toughest question I have heard this raccoon ask Warren yet. Let's see what we get, y'all.
these things that they're saying, I would never want to take the attention off of Nolan and his family. They don't deserve that. And, you know, for own personal reasons, I mean, I've gotten thousands of death threats. My family's got thousands of death threats. And for my own safety, I'm not going to put my own health and safety at risk. It breaks my heart that I can't go, and it hurt me more.
But you put Nolan at risk. You put his safety, his life at risk, and you're saying this with a straight face, and you ain't choked up not once. You haven't choked up not once, but this is your best friend. Y'all hung out at least 3 times a week. Right? This is garbage, man. This is garbage. Y'all, I got to hop up off of here, man. I've had enough of this. I can't take no more of this. I'm starting to get a little frustrated, a little angry, man. I will be going live later on today. I'm going to do a little bit more research, see what else has developed on this. And we're going to get right back on it. I'm not letting this go. I am not letting this go at all. At all. I will not. I refuse to. It's just something about this case that compels me. There's just something about this case that gives me drive. Gives me drive. And I'm not about to keep letting these racist YT soldiers, race soldiers, do this to us, man. We're going to stand up. They're not sweeping this one under the rug. We've lost too many black lives. There's been too many hangings, and they're calling it self-inflicted. Too many drownings. Now he's intoxicated and can't swim, even though he can swim. We watched Carmelo save somebody's life, and then we watched the doggone defense attorney wouldn't even call that person in as a key character witness. They don't want to make Carmelo look like he can save a life. They just want to make Carmelo look like he can take a life. Ladies and gentlemen, I will definitely be returning. Y'all know what to do, man. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, be you. Ashe.